honesty. We try to be honest about everything, and if there's a problem, we try to fix it. We've kept the family name going for 75 years. I think that's something to be very proud of. I'm Mike Wieman from Wieman Land and Auction out of Marion, South Dakota. And my middle name is Earl. I'm named after my grandfather. And being an auctioneer isn't all about how fast you are or how good your chant is. It's how the people appreciate your name and accept your name. He told me that once. So that's a one that I hold pretty close. He'd be proud, I think.
Cenex Zip Trip is your local convenience store with 5 locations throughout South Dakota, offering top-tier gasoline and Cenex premium diesel fuels. Stop in for a great selection of your favorite snacks, beverages, pizza, and other hot foods. Become a Zip Trip Rewards member and save 5 cents per gallon of fuel every day. Plus, earn and redeem points for further discounts. Sign up at CenexZipTrip.com. Cenex Zip Trip is a proud supporter of all local athletics and activities. When it comes to game day, let Zip Trip fill your food and fuel needs.
Core Cares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. Core Cares, proudly serving our community.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
At the Sinning Sports Complex, it's Friday Night Lights here on Lennox Orioles Activities and Live Ticket TV. Good evening and welcome to tonight's matchup, a top 5 matchup in Class 11A football featuring the Lennox Orioles, who come in 4-2 and ranked number 5 in Class 11A, and hosting the Madison Bulldogs, who are 5-1 themselves and ranked number 3 in Class 11A. Along with Caleb Brozick, I'm Heath Nimke, getting you set for tonight's contest, and it is expected to be a great one between these two teams who are fighting for big position when it comes to not only Class 11A, but shortly coming up in just a few weeks, it will be postseason football. And as of right now, both these two teams will be making the postseason. The question is exactly where are they going to find themselves at? And with that being said, let's hop right into tonight's matchup. As we mentioned, Lennox comes in as the 5th ranked team according to the South Dakota high school media, whereas the Madison Bulldogs ranked number 3. But when it comes to the all-important standings, it's all about where you find yourself in the seed points, not what the media thinks. And for these two teams, it's a slightly different than according to their rankings. Right now, obvious is Sioux Falls Christian. It's kind of been that saying. It feels like it's Sioux Falls Christian's year to lose it all once again. But you may remember last year, they were in the same boat, and they lost in that championship game to the defending champions, the team in black tonight, the Lennox Orioles. Otherwise, in second place right now, seed points, is Del Rapids. Madison is in 3rd. West Central, who Lennox lost to already this season, is in 4th. And then Tri-Valley is actually in 5th right now with 42.33 seed points. And Lennox is right behind them, sitting in 6th position. So, just for a quick reference, if the season were to end tonight, depending on how things would end out, these two teams could be seeing each other again. The only difference is Lennox would make the trip up to Madison, and there is a very good chance that these two teams could face each other yet in the postseason. When you talk about the season so far for the Lennox Orioles, as we mentioned, 4-2, they still have left on the schedule after tonight, getting ready to take on Tri-Valley next week on the road, and also Del Rapids on the road as well. This is the last home game unofficially for the Lennox Orioles, at least right here in Lennox for the regular season. But again, Tri-Valley and Del Rapids, two teams that are in front of them in the standings. On the opposite side for the Madison Bulldogs, after this game tonight, they get their chance to play against the Canton Seahawks at home and then on the road to take on the Millbank Bulldogs. Throw this game out the window, it seems very favorable for the Madison Bulldogs to at least finish 7-2 at worst, it feels like, if they were to lose tonight, but at best finishing 8-1, and a team that could have that chance of making it all the way to the Dakota Dome once again, as Madison's already been to the Dome where they defeated the Vermilion Tanagers earlier on this season. But again, this one expected to be a great matchup between these two teams. One big talking point about these two teams coming into tonight is the quarterback play, and that has certainly been a large conversation all season long for the Lennox Orioles about who was going to be their starting quarterback, how would things look, but tonight it will be Caden Holes who will step in to start as the starter at least for the Lennox Orioles with over 730 yards in the passing game and 10 touchdowns. He is certainly a trusted quarterback, but the only thing is he is a sophomore quarterback. You flip the coin on that. Madison Bulldogs, they feature a sophomore quarterback as well. The only difference is it's Henry Veenhoff who has looked extremely good so far this season. You talk about first his passing game. He's thrown for over 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions so far. And oh, by the way, he's rushed for over 200 yards and also 2 touchdowns. He's accounted for 18 total touchdowns so far this season. And his main target is his older brother in the wide receiving game, where Shane Veenhoff, the senior wide receiver, has been a very big bright spot for this Madison Bulldogs team and also a key contribution to have him back. He was out last week due to an injury, but was able to practice this last week and is in the starting lineup tonight for the Madison Bulldogs. But should be a great game. Looking forward to bringing you all the action right here from the Sinning Sports Complex. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Total Tree Service. When you hire Total Tree Service, you'll be guaranteed the job is done safely and effectively. You can contact Clint today to schedule a consultation to help you with all your tree care needs. Tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by New Era Steel in Viborg. New Era Steel is a proud supporter of the Lennox Orioles and the surrounding teams. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll dig more into these two teams, what is going to make them tick tonight, and who are going to be the expected stars in tonight's matchup. That is on the way next here on Lennox Orioles Activities and Live Ticket TV.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Welcome to Bowie Foods at Al's Oasis Plaza. My great-grandfather, Gus Bowie, opened the first store in 1905. I'm R.F. Bowie, the president of Bowie Foods. We aren't your typical store. You'll find everything you need for your family. You'll save money, and I promise you're going to enjoy your grocery shopping experience. We carry a lot of locally produced products and some things you just aren't going to find anywhere else. South Dakota owned, family owned, Bowie Foods.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first. We offer expertise and experience, where your long-term eye care is our concern. State-of-the-art technology, where we never lose sight of quality. Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
What feels like a playoff atmosphere. It's the number 3 team, the Madison Bulldogs, who travel to Lennox, South Dakota to take on the Lennox Orioles in Class 11A football. Along with Caleb Brozick, I'm Heath Nimke here on the pregame show, getting you set for tonight's top 5 matchup in Class 11A with just a few games left before the postseason. The Lennox Orioles trying to position themselves back within the top 4 seed points-wise to have at least one more home game. But right now, both these two teams are in the postseason. But that being said, Lennox is still close towards the bottom of the top 8 teams that do make it. And with the rest of the schedule as well for the Lennox Orioles, which just ultimately, when we talk about 9 games, has been no easy season, but they still have a chance to make the postseason. It's just going to be tough with Tri-Valley and Del Rapids. Of course, with tonight taking on the Madison Bulldogs, it's going to be a challenge as well. Opposite side, as I mentioned, Madison not only ranked number 3 in Class 11A, they are also number 3 in the standings. They are behind Del Rapids, who Madison did beat earlier this season. Now, some would say in Madison that it was maybe a lucky game to win against Del Rapids, and those two teams could see each other later on the postseason as well, depending on how things break out. But for Madison, still at home next week against Kent before they wrap up the regular season on a Thursday up in Millbank, South Dakota. But for tonight, let's take a look at these two teams a little bit more in depth. When you take a look, it's been offense for both these teams. Lennox averages just about 32 points per game. But when they play here at home, it's been the complete opposite. You may remember a couple weeks ago, we had to wait till late in the third quarter before we saw any points against Lennox and West Central. Opposite side, Madison comes in averaging just under 29 points a game. But one thing about these two teams, it's not maybe their offense, it's more about their defense, where Lennox really shuts things down. In fact, the defense can even score touchdowns as well. They allow opponents just 13 points per game, whereas Madison allows opponents just 14 points per game. So that's just how darn good these two defenses are getting ready for tonight's contest. But looking a little bit more in depth about the offense we talked a little bit about earlier on our pregame show. If you're just tuning in, we'll recap it once again, is the two quarterbacks, two sophomore quarterbacks that do have plenty of experience now underneath their belt with their seasons. But again, it'll be Halls who will be the starting quarterback tonight for the Lennox Orioles, has thrown for over 700 yards so far this season, including 9 touchdowns. But one thing that really helps out Halls is his running game and the running support he has with Ramsey Williams, who's played in all 6 contests so far this season. He's carried the ball almost at the century mark for almost 450 yards. He averages just under 75 yards a game and has scored 5 touchdowns for the Lennox Orioles. He's been a big help this season when it comes to the quarterback situation for Lennox and how things have all worked. On the opposite side, Henry Wienhoff with his brother Shane back in the wide receiving crew. That's going to be crucial. Get ready for that target all night long. But Henry Wienhoff, the sophomore quarterback, has thrown for over 1,200 yards. And then you talk about Wienhoff as well with his feet. He is the second leading rusher with over 200 yards. The other man that helps him out is the other senior, Caleb Hodges, who has carried the ball for over 60 times this season, almost 300 yards, and has 5 touchdowns in the ground game so far this season. So both these two teams with their sophomore quarterbacks really rely on their running backs. But again, you go back to what we just mentioned a little bit ago with the points per game. How much can they get to the quarterbacks, and how much can sacks be a factor for this evening? Henry Wienhoff has been sacked 9 times this season. Hulls has been sacked just 4 times. And again, Wienhoff does move around quite a bit. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll meet our starting 11 for both the Lennox Orioles and the Madison Bulldogs on offense. That's on the way next here on Lennox Orioles Activities and Live Ticket TV.
We've been part of South Dakota's story for decades, always with an eye on the future and a deep respect for our past. Today, Security Bank is growing faster than ever, thanks to a visionary leadership team that understands the importance of balancing advanced technology with the power of authentic relationships.
Proud supporters of the Orioles, it's New Era Steel in Viborg. They've been in the steel business for over 20 years. New Era Steel creates custom steel fabrications across the Midwest. From small projects around the house to new building designs, New Era Steel works in residential, commercial, and industrial. Supporting the community and the Orioles, Matt and his crew are always ready for your next steel project in America.
At the Sitting Sports Complex in Lennox, South Dakota, it's time for this top 5 matchup between the Lennox Orioles and the Madison Bulldogs. The Lennox Orioles in their all-black uniforms, numbers and letters that are in white, with Lennox across the chest and all orange. The Madison Bulldogs in their all-white uniforms, numbers and letters that are in maroon with their maroon helmets. Let's meet the starting 11 for both the Lennox Orioles and Madison Bulldogs on the offensive side. And since they're introducing the offense first for Lennox, we'll get to them first as well, including the wide receiver group that includes number 2, Drake Mickelson, the 6'5 junior wide receiver. After that will be number 10, Tate Gertis, the 6'3 senior, and also number 15, Brennan Juffer, the 6'6 junior. The tight end for the Lennox Orioles is Talon Ike, number 42, and the 6'1 senior. The offensive line is a mixed bag, including a freshman. That's number 54, Cameron Carlson, the 6'3 offensive line. Also number 63, David Barcher, the 6'2 junior. Number 71, Gavin Horner, the 6' senior. Number 57, Jacob Coney, the 6'1 senior. And number 51, Mason Roush, the 5'10 senior. The only one I forgot, as we mentioned him earlier, is Caden Halls, number 8, the 6'2 sophomore quarterback that will be in the starting role tonight for the Lennox Orioles. Again, his stats so far this season has passed for over 730 yards, including 10 touchdown passes this season. And that is your starting 11 for the Lennox Orioles on the offensive side of the football. The opposite side is the Madison Bulldogs. Let's meet their 4 wide receivers. They will march out, including number 3, Conan Hahn, the 6'1 senior. Number 4, Shane Veenhoff, the 6' senior. Get ready for us to call his name a lot. Again, he's back from injury after he missed out last week. Also in the wide receiver group, it's number 7, Nolan Nielsen, the 6'7 sophomore, and number 16, Miles Schneider, the 6'3 senior. The running back is Caleb Hodges, number 33, standing at 5'9". The offensive line is number 50, Brody Nielsen, the 5'10 sophomore. 52, Sawyer Haig, the 6'2 junior. Number 54, Jedidiah Overson, the 5'11 sophomore. And number 67, Nolan Fisher, the 6' sophomore on the offensive line for the Madison Bulldogs. And again, number 2, Henry Veenhoff in the quarterback position, standing at 6'4", and again, just a sophomore, but has thrown for over 1,200 yards so far this season. Before we get to kickoff, we'll step aside for our national anthem. The starting lineups have been brought to you by Olson's Pest Technicians. At Olson's Pest Technicians, they've been locally owned and operated for over 5 decades. They offer dependable pest control services for both residential and commercial properties. Our national anthem is brought to you by Grossenberg Implement. With our locations across South Dakota and Nebraska, we are here to support the farmer each and every farming season. Catch our ad on tonight's broadcast for our Halloween specials. When we come back, it's kickoff between the Orioles and the Bulldogs. That's on the way next on Live Ticket TV.
Each day brings the opportunity to make a difference, to follow through with integrity, to solve challenges through innovative thinking, and to bring the technical know-how needed to get the job done. At Wilbur Ellis, this is how we work, standing side by side as local experts who partner with the stewards of the land. We do it together. That's the power of we.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family-owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years' experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Upgrade your ride at Grossenberg Implement, your Polaris dealer in Beersford.
Harvest and hunting are on the horizon.
So rap with Ranger Rick about limited time rebates on remaining 2023 Polaris ATVs and side-by-sides.
Rick's also got used machines in stock.
Plus parts, accessories, and service.
Upgrade your ride, dude.
You upgrade your ride.
With a new Polaris from Grossenberg's in Beersford.
Go to GrossenbergPowersports.com, Facebook, or call 605-763-5020.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
On senior night here at the Sinning Sports Complex, it doesn't get more crowded than this in Lennox, South Dakota. If you're wondering where everyone's at, they're in one of 2 places. They're either here at the Sinning Sports Complex or at home watching right here on Live Ticket TV or Lennox Orioles activities, or maybe even in a place that you can find some nice cold beverages. Along with Caleb Brozick, I'm Heath Nimke. It's time for this top 5 matchup between the Lennox Orioles and the Madison Bulldogs. Again, Lennox comes into tonight's contest 4-2 overall. If you're curious, 3-2 in the DAC-12, with their 2 losses coming against Sioux Falls Christian and also West Central just a couple weeks ago. But it has been 2 straight dominating wins for the Lennox Orioles, defeating Dakota Valley 43-23, and then last week right here at home against the Canton Seahawks 40-0. Opposite side, it's the Madison Bulldogs, 5-1 in Class 11A, ranked number 3, and also number 3 in the seed points as well. Their only loss coming against Sioux Falls Christian. Otherwise, they have picked up wins against Belfouche, Del Rapids, Custer, Vermilion, and Tri-Valley. You could even say at points, has this Madison team been fully tested as you look at the season so far compared to what we have seen for the Lennox Orioles? Maybe a little bit easier of a route, but tonight it feels so much like a postseason football game because it has so much playoff implications. We talk about when it comes to media rankings, number 3 versus 5, but for the Lennox Orioles, they are ranked number 6 in the seed points, and of course, that's all that matters. But for Lennox as well, it doesn't matter. You can put them wherever you want to, as long as they make the postseason, and they can do exactly what they did a year ago. Let's go on a run all the way to the Dakota Dome and eventually bringing home a state championship for the first time since 1983. Lennox is trying to repeat as champions. The final instructions, again, the Lennox Orioles, and they're all black uniforms, numbers, and letters that are in white besides the Lennox across the chest plate in all orange. The Madison Bulldogs, and they're all white uniforms with numbers and letters that are in maroon with the maroon helmets as well. Jamin Huntington has it teed up. He'll be doing the kicking duties for tonight. Back deep for the Lennox Orioles include King and Hodges for the Madison Bulldogs. We are set and ready to go here in Lennox, South Dakota for this top 5 matchup. It's great to have you along here on Live Ticket TV and Lennox Oriole Activities. If you have anyone that couldn't make the game, again, you can share the link and find it right here. The kick is away, and it's a good one. It will go over to Hodges as he tries, that's King, who finds his way up past the 30 and skirted down at the 34-yard line. And that is where the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10. Again, Henry Wienhoff has thrown the ball over 110 times for over 1,200 yards so far this season. He lost his brother, Shane, last week due to an injury, but he's back once again. And this Madison team can spread things out, and just when you start to think they're going to pass it all over you, they'll bring it right back to their trusty running back of Caleb Hodges, who has carried for over almost 300 yards this season. But the first play from the line of scrimmage is going to be a quick curl route up to the 39-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of 6 yards and bring up 2nd down and 4. And again, that's what this Madison Bulldog team wants to do, is pass it quickly, try to hit some deep shots if they can find something open, but at least make it a manageable 2nd down and short. And with that, they'll now run the counter, trying to go to the outside. Hodges bounces it back up the middle for maybe a yard or so, and it will bring up 3rd down and 3. Again, a manageable, very manageable 3rd down. But for Madison, and their loss this season against Sioux Falls Christian, they struggled to pick up 1st downs and also had a few different interceptions in that game from Wienhoff as well. Now in shotgun formation with a running back behind him into either side, it's going to hand off to King, and King is going to get stood up. And he looks like he's going to be about a yard short or so. One official, the linesman, Rusty Keith, is right there at the 1st down marker, but stepping in was the line judge, and Ron Stowers puts it back behind a little bit, probably where we thought it should be, and it's going to bring it up 4th down and short, as Tucker King is only able to pick up 2 yards. So on 4th down and 1, the Madison Bulldogs at the 43-yard line are going to go for it, running back to either side. It's going to be a keeper for Wienhoff. Tries to bounce it to the outside, has nowhere to go, and he is going to get wrapped up and taken down by Tate Gertis, as the linebacker read it perfectly and was able to get into the backfield and rip down Henry Wienhoff for a 3-yard loss. but more importantly, a turnover on downs for the Madison Bulldogs, and the Lennox Orioles will start in plus territory at the 41-yard line. Great start for the Lennox Orioles defensively. And again, that was one of our talking points during the pregame, was just how good these two defenses are. So can Madison now return the favor? They'll put Ike in motion, the tight end. Halls will hand it off to Ramsey. Ramsey will cut it upfield past the 35 and trying to dash his way before he's chopped down at about the 34. They'll move it back to the 35. It will be a pickup of 6 yards and bring up 2nd down and 4. Again, Ramsey Williams, one of the key pieces to this Lennox Orioles offense. Halls in shotgun formation with Ramsey right behind him. Play fake over the middle, caught and taken down at the 16-yard line. A pitch and catch of 19 yards to the wide receiver, Drake Mickelson. And it will be a very important 1st down and also inside the red zone. But a couple weeks ago against West Central, Lennox, awful in the red zone. They couldn't get anything going. But right now, Ramsey's looking to change that as he finds his way all the way up to the 7-yard line, a pickup of 9 yards. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and 1. Right there, they say at the 1st down marker. Almost 10 yards on the play, so call it 2nd and inches. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Ike in motion. Inside the 10 are the Orioles. Ramsey gets it, and he's going to run in right to the linebacker who shot to the outside. Great job defensively by Raylan Johnson to make sure that he positioned himself correctly, got right past the offensive lineman, and then stopped his movement from moving his way into the backfield. It's a loss of 2 yards, and bring up now 3rd down in about 2.5. Halls hands off to Ramsey. He's going to go straight ahead, and he's got to pick up the 1st down and up to the 5-yard line. A pickup of 4 yards, but more importantly, a 1st down for the Lennox Orioles. Mark it 1st and goal with the ball at the 5-yard line. Quickly look over to Coach Flanagan and his crew. Has 2 different guys calling out plays, giving different fingers. One giving the hook sign, one waving his face and throwing up the number 2. Miscommunication as there's a wide receiver wide open on the far sideline, but Madison finally gets it all adjusted. By the way, Jamin Huntington is now in at the quarterback position. He looks to pass, looks over, and there's miscommunication as they wanted to go to Ike, but it's going to fall incomplete. So we'll now bring up 2nd down and goal. As it looks like at the moment, they will keep Huntington in at the quarterback position. So moving guys around. 2 wide receivers to either side on the Twins formation. They're going to fake the handoff, and Huntington to the goal line. Touchdown, Lennox Orioles. On the RPO, Huntington held, saw the linebacker crash down, and took it himself from 5 yards out, is able to punch it in, and it is a touchdown for the Lennox Orioles, and they lead it 6-0. Over the Madison Bulldogs with 8:11 remaining in this 1st quarter, courtesy of the Madison Bulldogs with a turnover on downs. Takes it a moment to get the extra point up, but it's good by Cole McVeigh. And the Lennox Orioles lead 7-0 over the Madison Bulldogs early here at the Sinning Sports Complex. We're back in 60 seconds here on Lennox Oriole Activities and Live Ticket TV.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Are you stuck in a job that gives you no family life? Work for Sue Steele and enjoy a 4-day work week. Choose from first or second shift and receive a sign-on bonus. Sue Steele builds farm bins and livestock solutions. Sue Steele is hiring right now for machine operators and general laborers for both first and second shift. Sue Steele makes it easy to apply. Go to their ProTech division in Lennox for walk-in interviews Monday through Thursday from 1 till 5, or apply online at SueSteele.com. Join the Sue Steele team and work a flexible, family-friendly 4-day work week.
You didn't miss much. It was just a touchback by McVeigh as he put it through the goal line, and it will be the Madison Bulldogs who will now, on their second possession, start 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Again, it was a turnover on downs after they were able to get a couple good plays together. They weren't able to finish off their opening drive and again went for it on 4th down and 1 and were stopped by Tate Gertis and the Lennox Orioles defense. But second possession, it's Wienhoff who's running around, and he's going to find his wide receiver downfield up to the 32-yard line. A pitch and catch of 12 yards, but it is going to be holding on the Madison Bulldogs and will be coming back. It's also the first penalty to go against either team tonight. Just a quick couple of corrections. Now, we don't have him mic'd up, obviously, but giving us the instructions, Brian Whitham will say that's holding on the Madison Bulldogs, and it will move the football all the way back to the 10-yard line. So, redo first down as well on the holding penalty. Excuse me, second down. I apologize. No, it is first down. It's first down. What am I thinking here? First down and 20. Feels like it's an obvious passing situation for the Madison Bulldogs, with 3 wide receivers split to the far side, 1 to the near side. Wienhoff looks over to the far side, to the near side, now scrambling around, keeping his eyes downfield, quickly throws the pass over. Good stiff arm, still on his feet, and finally pushed out about the 26-yard line. That time was his brother Shane Wienhoff, who picks up a nice, looks about 11 yards, no, excuse me, 15 yards. And he'll bring up a very manageable second down and 15, or excuse me, second down 5, I apologize. So 15 yards, already 2 completions for Henry Wienhoff for 21 yards. Now we'll put his brother in motion. Looking over the middle, now steps up in the pocket, pump fakes and will keep it himself, running downfield and takes a hard hit. He was still in bounds, and Henry is not getting up. He is very, very slow, and he took it straight to the chest, and he was tiptoeing down the sideline. It was a very clean hit. He's going to be bumped out of bounds at the 38. It's a pickup of 13 yards in the first down. And again, watching it on our delayed playback up here in the broadcast booth, and it looked like he might have just been dipping out, but laying the wood that time was Ramsey Williams to knock out Wienhoff. And again, he is still just kind of crouched at the moment and taking his time. Now, it is an official's timeout. That's why it's taking so long, but they should have to take out Wienhoff as well if they're going to make an official's timeout. Otherwise, it should be a delay of game, but they leave him in there. And we're ready to go once again as he steps up again, trying to take off. Stiff arms 1, still on his feet, and this time he's going to quickly step out of bounds up to the 50-yard line in a pickup of 11 yards. Even though he doesn't have a microphone on him, Caleb Brozick, that's what they always teach you, though. Make a big hit on the quarterback and make him start thinking about scrambling for the rest of the night. Well, as they say, sometimes Henry Wienhoff can be a tough learner, and he took off again but picked up 11 yards and the first down. Again, it was a clean hit. It looked like he might have just been stepping out of bounds, but was never established out of bounds. So the play was clean. He's kind of just been crouching now and maybe even had the breath knocked out of him for a quick moment. It's a quick little curl route, completes the pass up to Nolan Nielsen, and Nielsen picks up 12 yards, and it'll be another first down. So after the opening drive was a turnover on downs, it's quick passes, and runs by Henry Wienhoff on this second drive. And with 6:52, the Lennox Orioles already have it crossed over the 40 and ball spot the 39 into Oriole territory. Hodges to Wienhoff's left side, one in motion, and they're going to go to Hodges as he tries to bounce to the outside, breaks the tackle up to the 30 and spun down there. A pickup of 9 yards, and it will bring up second down and 1. This drive has consisted of 15, 13, 12, 11, and 9. In fact, Hodges' run right there was the shortest play they've had so far on this drive. And it's still second down and 1 with the ball at the 30-yard line. They're going to go right back to Hodges. He puts his head down. He's being held by the ankles, but trying to keep on his feet and finally barrel down at the 29-yard line. It's a pickup of 2 yards, and it'll be a first down. That's one thing you have to worry about, though. When you run the shotgun offense with Hodges staying behind you, you run 5 yards just before you hit the line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what happened. And by the time he got there, the defensive line had swarmed him, but he was able to still pick up the first down. Back to pass. Looking down to the far pylon, and this one out of the reach. Trying to put his hands up there was Hahn, hoping for maybe a penalty. But a good no call there by the officials as that one was well the reach, the intended target, and they'll bring up second down. In fact, that's the first incompletion as well by Henry Wienhoff. He's 3 of 4 in the passing game so far tonight for 33 yards. Again, great to have you along here on Live Ticket TV and Lennox Oriole Activities, wherever you may be watching from tonight. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by our very own Exchange Insurance right here in Lennox, South Dakota. It's going to be full wide receivers out there, all 5 of them, but Wienhoff takes off once again. And if you're Shane Flanagan in the defense, you're going to start maybe trying to do a quarterback spy. They say he went out at the 18.5. So give him 9 yards. Wienhoff already 4 carries for 30 yards, and again, 3 for 4 in the passing game for 33 yards, a count of 63 total offensive yards. And no, they will give him a first down. They do finally move the marker, so picks up 10 yards at the 18 inside the red zone. Back to pass, one to go over the middle. Still bouncing around, keeping his eyes downfield, and it will be over to some fans here on senior night. It goes right to him, and it will be incomplete. Back-to-back incompletions for Henry Wienhoff. 5:25. Lennox Orioles on their opening possession, able to move the 41 yards down the field and score. This is the second offensive possession. By the way, it's already a beatdown in Bridgewater, where Sioux Falls Christian is playing an 11B Seahawks team tonight. It's already 21-0 halfway through the first quarter there. We'll keep scores throughout the rest of the night. It's a quick wide receiver screen, and that one is read perfectly by Ramsey Williams, who comes up and swarms Ethan Sims in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of 3 yards, and now bring up third down and 13 just outside the red zone at the 21-yard line. So after it was a knife through butter. And the Madison Bulldogs moving on this second offensive possession. Lennox Orioles were just saying, wait till you get to the red zone for our defense to stifle you. Can they hold once again on third down and 13? Back to pass once again is Wienhoff. The pressure's on. He's going to scramble to the near side where he's got plenty of space. He's going to take off up to the 10. Still on his feet. He's going to be chopped down from behind and from the knees. But he's going to get quickly back to his feet. But more specifically, he picks up 16 important yards. 5 carries. 46 yards already typed by Henry Wienhoff. And it's first down and goal for the Madison Bulldogs. Henry on this second drive has already picked up 49 yards with his feet. Now has his team trying to punch it in from 5 yards out. Hodges lined up to his right in shotgun formation. It's going to be the counter. Hodges cuts it upfield. Hodges is going to be spun down. That one looked like it was going to be perfectly designed. Nice job by Wienhoff on carrying out the fake. It'll be a pickup of 3 for Caleb Hodges. And it will bring up 2nd and goal. Ball at the 2-yard line. Get a wonderful night here in Lennox, South Dakota. Senior night as well. Large crowd on hand for tonight's contest. Hodges lined up behind Wienhoff. King to his right side. They're going to go to Hodges, and oh my goodness, this one blowing up in the backfield. I don't think anyone got a paw on Nolan Spielman, and he just blows it up right as basically Hodges getting the handoff. And this one, a big tackle for a loss all the way back to the 6-yard line. It's a loss of 4 yards, and now brings up 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line as the marching band for the Lennox Orioles starts to pump out some noise, trying to get this crowd on their feet and have this defense make a strong stand. On 3rd down and goal, 3 wide receivers to the left. They go over the middle. Miscommunication as he wanted to go for the quick slant route over the middle. Falls incomplete. As they wanted to go to Ethan Sims, and Ethan Sims was saying he collided with the linebacker downfield, wanted a penalty, got nothing. So 4th down and goal now at the 6-yard line. Can Lennox hold here? 2 wide receivers, split to either side. Hodges lined up behind Wienhoff. Looking to his right, now to his left, will take off, keep it on his feet, lobs it to the corner, and it's going to be climbing the ladder. Caught, touchdown, brother Shane Wienhoff to draw it within 1. Henry scrambled around in the pocket, bounced it to his right side, keeping his eyes downfield the entire time, and after missing his brother last week due to an injury, floats one up there, and this 6-foot wide receiver is able to climb the ladder and draw it within 1, 7-6, 2:35 in this first quarter. And now on to kick the extra point and tie it up. This one's up, and it's right down the middle and good. 7-7 with 2:35 remaining in this first quarter. We're back in just a moment here on Lennox Oriole Activities and Live Ticket TV.
Get your sprayer ready for winter with Grossenberg Implement's Service Department Winterization Special going on now. Through October 31st, bring in your John Deere self-propelled sprayer and get discounted labor and parts rates, only $650. And that includes genuine John Deere winterization fluid for protection down to minus 40 degrees. But hurry, this offer must be completed and by October 31st, 2025 to qualify. Stop by Grossenberg Implement and see your service or parts manager today for complete details.
For over 70 years.
Tonight's broadcast here on Lennox Oriole Activities and Live Ticket TV is brought to you by American Bank and Trust. They want the Lennox community to know this remodel is all a part of their commitment to enhancing your banking experience, and we're excited to bring you a refreshed space to the community by early spring. And a reminder, American Bank and Trust is open during this remodeling project. It's 7-7 here in the first quarter, 2:35 remaining in the first. A top 5 matchup in Class 11A between the Madison Bulldogs and the Lennox Orioles. It is going to be a short kickoff. It does stay in bounds. And now a lateral back the opposite way, trying a little trickery are the Lennox Orioles. In theory, it's a perfect idea. Reality, it took too long to develop. And Madison on the on the near sideline, their gunners maybe didn't have the quite full speed to get downfield, and in the end, it works out for them. And that will be first down and 10 for the Lennox Orioles as they will set up their workshop at the 27-yard line. Remember, they only had to go 41 yards and a touchdown on their opening drive of the first quarter. Chains are a little goofy at the moment. So getting those lined up on the far sideline to make sure everything is pulled tight and ready to go. The house as well back behind the Sitting Sports Complex has their orange lights flashing as they sit from their deck watching the game. Cool little setup that they have. Get to enjoy that about 4 or 5 times a year. On the RPO, it's going to be a keeper. But again, staying in there at quarterback for right now is Jamin Huntington. And Huntington is able to take it up to the 49-yard line and pick up a huge first down of 22 yards. So already 2 carries for 27 yards for Huntington. This time he'll go underneath to his running back, and this one will be a pickup of a few. That time carrying it for the Lennox Orioles was Shaden. So Shaden will pick up 3 yards. Second down and 7. So Lennox Orioles already starting to use a little bit of their depth when it comes to offense and defense. By the way, as well, at the moment, Maxwell, Will Dreyer, is getting checked out, the linebacker, getting his foot retaped on the near sideline. Pass over the middle, and it's going to be caught and then dropped on the incompletion. Was Hahn there to break it up for the Madison Bulldogs. And he'll bring up 3rd down and 7. It looked like Ike was going to hold on to it, but give a lot more credit there to Hahn, who just stuck his hands in there to rip the ball loose. Wide receivers adjusting to either side now for the Orioles. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 off the far side. Huntington, shotgun formation. It's going to be the quick wide receiver screen to Tate Gertis, who's trying to cut up field, ushered out of bounds, and then is tackled late. Some extracurricular in the face mask. A little bit of conversation saying, "What's up, buddy?" But it will be enough for a first down, depending on where they mark it. No, they're going to say it's short, it looks like. A full yard short. So just a pickup of 6 yards. So 4th down and 1. And Lennox is going to go for it. Last time Madison was here, they didn't get it. About the same spot of the field, but this time it's right up the middle. And O'Lean will pick up 5 yards and get the first down for the Lennox Orioles. Under a minute remaining, first quarter. 2 tight ends set for the Orioles. Huntington fakes the handoff. He has pressure immediately in his face, has to scramble out, looks over the far side, and is going to get ripped down. Huntington is down for his 2nd sack that he's taken of the season, and it's a big one, a big loss all the way back to the 43-yard line, a loss of 5 yards. And it will bring up now 2nd down and 15. And for Lennox, they don't have a play to get underway in the next 2 seconds, and that will be the end of the first quarter. It's been an exciting first quarter, but what else did we expect here at the Sitting Sports Complex? It's 7-7 in this top 5 matchup in Class 11A. The first quarter has been brought to you by Lennox Electric, serving Lennox and surrounding southeast South Dakota communities, offering commercial, residential, farm service for their electrical projects. We're back in just a moment with the second quarter here on Lennox Oriole Activities and Live Ticket TV. Go 30 seconds.
Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitts Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
It's 7-7 as we start the second quarter. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Wieman Land and Auction. Whether it's buying or selling your land, home, farm, business, farm equipment, or any other personal property, they are there to make that process a little bit easier. There is no job too big or too small, so give them a call, and they'd be happy to help to work with you today. Quick update from Class 11A. One game is already final. Winner beat Lakota Tech 64-0. It's been a tough season for Lakota Tech once again this year, but give them a lot of credit to always competing in Class 11A. And as any team would tell you, if you get that chance to go out to Lakota Tech, phenomenal what they do and hosting players. It's always a pleasure going out there. Other games and other scores across 11A at the moment. Del Rapids is beating Canton 8-0. That is in about 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Also, 0-0 after quarter number 1 in Vermilion and Tri-Valley. Also, one other thing, huge shout out to Al, who helps out with Madison. He's not here tonight, but he just provided us first quarter stats. Thank you, Al. Appreciate that. We're back into action after a little bit of an extended break. Trying to figure some stuff out with the chains. It's an incomplete pass. And it will bring up now 3rd down and 15. As again, Huntington in there yet as quarterback. Also just got a text from Al saying he sent the email. Got it all going on over here. 10 different screens at the moment for us. 3rd down, 15. Back to pass. Up to the 30-yard line. Got to keep spinning. And then the hip drop tackle has spun down that time. Drake Mickelson. But depending on where he was taken down at, it's going to be right at the 28-yard line, which is a first down. It's a pickup of 15 yards on the pass play. So that will keep the drive moving on 3rd down 15. It results 1st down and 10. Ball at the 28-yard line. Handoff. Trying to find some space to the outside, and Shaden has nowhere to go. Of course, the main running back is Williams. And Olean, coming into tonight's contest, has only carried the ball 12 times for 135 yards. But that is now the 3rd time we have seen him carry the ball already. It's a loss of 1. Bring up 2nd down and 11. Now, looking at the sideline as well, Williams isn't injured, so I'm not quite for sure the idea that Coach Flanagan is trying to do tonight, but wants to try out something different. This one, quick little pass, trying to shake the tackle, was Mickelson. Couldn't quite do so as he's drugged down from behind, but it's going to be another pickup of 12 yards and a 1st down. So Huntington has found his trusty wide receiver now. And Mickelson, it's going to be a 1st down and 10 at the 16-yard line inside the red zone. 10:31, second quarter. Huntington back to pass once again, goes to the end zone, and this one a little too high, incomplete. Quick other scores from across the Class 11A. Millbank and Aberdeen Roncalli are playing each other. That one 8-0 halfway through the first quarter. And there is still no score update from West Central and Dakota Valley, at least on the SD Score Feed app. Of course, you can always find those scores from across the state of South Dakota right at the bottom of your screen as well. This one, pass to the outside, is going to be completed, as that's Juffer who comes up with the completion. It's a completion of 6 yards. Brings up 3rd down and 4. Huge shout out to Adam for always hooking us up over at SD Score Feed as well, and making sure you can find live ticket links all across our partnering schools, over 90 schools across the state of South Dakota. 3rd down and 4, ball at the 10-yard line. It's going to be a handoff. Right up the middle goes Ramsey. After we were questioning where he went, we just found him. He's inside the 5. 1st down and goal for the Lennox Orioles. So it's a pickup of 6 yards. 5 carries for 23 yards already for Ramsey Williams. And now bringing in the heavy set come the Lennox Orioles. And they want to go right down the throat. They'll go right to Williams and doesn't have much to work with, as in fact Williams and Huntington both went to the wrong side. One went to the left, one went to the right. They still got the exchange off, but there was some confusion. And now a timeout is called, as this timeout is brought to you by Security Bank. As Lennox continues to grow, Security Bank is here to grow with it, offering community first bank trusted with guidance and a lasting commitment to the people they serve. We're back in 30 seconds here on Live Ticket TV.
Innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At Sydney Sports Complex, quick little injury update, continuing to look at the leg, or ankle I should say, of Maxwell Welldryer, the senior linebacker who continues, again, be his foot looked at. They haven't needed him yet, but we'll see if he's able to go defensively. After this drive is over for the Lennox Orioles, who have it right now, 2nd down and goal at the 5-yard line. They're going to fake the handoff to Williams. Huntington scrambling around, going to find Ike. Ike stretches and gets it across the goal line. Touchdown, Lennox. Huntington on the rollout almost slipped, and when in high school football you slip and your knee goes down, the play is over with, but able to keep his balance and find Ike in the end zone, and it's a touchdown for the Lennox Orioles. At the 9:05 mark of the second quarter, it's 13-7, as coming on to kick the extra point, Cole McVeigh, a senior kicker who specializes in one thing, kicking. Nothing wrong with that. You need those guys. And this one will go through the uprights, 14-7. 2 offensive drives, 2 touchdowns for the Lennox Orioles. They lead once again here in Lennox. We're back in just a moment here on Live Ticket TV.
Are you looking to buy or sell real estate in the greater Sioux Falls area? Look no further than the Julie Roth Real Estate Team. With over 10 years experience in homes, this team has you covered from finding your dream home to designing and building your own. Julie Roth and her team put your needs first, whether it's your first home or 5th home. Experience hassle-free home buying and selling with the Julie Roth Real Estate Team. For information, visit julierothrealestate.com or call 605-740-0645.
Two offensive possessions, 2 touchdowns. Sometimes in Lennox, South Dakota, you don't know exactly what you're going to get. You look back a few weeks ago against West Central, we had to wait till late in the third quarter just to finally see some points. And there we only saw 16 points in that game. Here, 14-7. This is the 9:05 mark of the second quarter. Both teams have had 2 offensive possessions. The Madison Bulldogs went turnover on downs on their first offense possession after they were able to string together their offense and get things moving on their second drive. Now on their third drive, can they do the same, or can Lennox come up with a defensive stop? By the way, we want to continue to keep an eye on that injury update for the linebacker, Maxwell. He is still on the bench at the moment. Trainers continue to try to tape up his leg to get him to go yet again, but the moment he is on the sideline. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that. It's the only injury update we have for either team. As at the 9-minute mark of this second quarter, we're back underway. Veenhoff scrambling around. What's new? He looks downfield and kind of throws this one into the ground, and it will be incomplete. Henry Wienhoff, though, he's been good so far tonight. 5 of 9 for 36 yards, but in the passing game, it's been more about his scrambling ability. 5 carries for 46 yards. Counting for 82 yards offensively so far for the Madison Bulldogs. And remember, he took a big shot on that second offensive drive and was able to stay in the game. This time it's going to be a design keeper for Wienhoff. Really the first time we have seen that play by the Madison Bulldogs. And it kind of worked. Pickup of 3 yards and bring up 3rd down and 7. Not necessarily manageable. They will say 3rd down and 6 here at the Sinning Sports Complex. So they're giving him a little courtesy yard. Ball, though, at the 23-yard line. Still a long ways to go for Madison. Hodges is in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to either side in the twin formation. Back to pass is Wienhoff. He will step up in the pocket. He is getting sacked, gets it off, and as he was throwing, it was also tipped as it was coming out, and it will go up as an incompletion. Nice job by the big man, though, Weston Richards, that was inside there and had him wrapped up, just couldn't quite take him down. But it's now the second time that we have seen Madison Bulldogs have it just 3 plays. Last time they went for it, didn't get it. This time it will be a punt. It will also be the first punt of the ball game that we see for the Madison Bulldogs. It's a high snap, but pulled down just in time. That time by Shane Wienhoff. Fair caught at the 39-yard line. And the Lennox Orioles, where they have been extremely successful so far tonight. 2 offensive possessions, 2 touchdowns. Again, I'm Heath Nimke along with Caleb Brozick from Live Ticket TV helping you out this evening. Caleb will be back here once again tomorrow doing some volleyball and helping out as the Peer Governors make the trip over to Lennox, South Dakota. Give him a quick little shout out. He'll be staying up in Sioux Falls, is what he tells me. 2 wide receivers set to either side. 1st down and 10. Ball at the 39-yard line. But before we get there, we will have a penalty that comes out. And it looks like they're pointing it at the center. There is this unspoken rule at the center position, as you can't really. You're allowed to move the football, but you can't be moving it quite a bit. If you do, it's considered a false start. And that's what they say here. As that time it was Richie Hutchinson who made the call. Nonetheless, it's a 5-yard penalty. Just the second penalty that we've seen of the football game. That'll be a run this time for Williams. He'll pick up about 3 yards and bring up 2nd down and 12. There was also, I missed who it was, but someone from Madison just had to come out of the game. Loss of a helmet. Fake the handoff, and before we get too far, another whistle. By the way, also need to make a quick little note. Holes is out there now at the quarterback position. So I heard from Lennox fans that we had kind of solved this, that we weren't going to do the 2 quarterback system anymore, that we'll just go with Holes from now on. That was Lennox fans. Coach Flanagan says, no, this is my offense. I'm going to do with what I want with it. 2 quarterback system is still a go. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Live Ticket TV. Along with myself and Caleb, Live Ticket TV would like you. Well, if you want to get on this broadcast, it's super simple. You can advertise tonight on tonight's football game and throughout the rest of the football season. Basketball season is coming up as well, and the rest of volleyball season It's super easy, and you can be on just like other local sponsors, including Total Tree Service and others, for less than $700 a year. You can contact us, Live Ticket TV. You can also contact the local man, Johnny Kirchner, to find out more information on how you can advertise on Lennox Oriole activities and across the state of South Dakota, as well as local schools across the area, just like Fiber Curley, Beersford, Parker Marion, all under the Live Ticket TV umbrella that you can also advertise. Again, get a hold of Johnny Kirchner or myself, and we'll get you set up with the game plan today. After the timeout, Holes is back in the quarterback position. It's the RPO, and he'll take off to the far sideline and step out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. So it'll be a pickup of 5 yards for Holes on the running play. Now, he's not a big running quarterback. He's only carried the ball 18 times. And this is why, because they get off to Ramsey. Ramsey on a burst. 57 yards later, he says, let's double it up, and he does exactly that. Ramsey Williams, 53 yards, and a cloud of dust later, finds himself in the end zone. Touchdown, Lennox Orioles. Like I said, Holes isn't necessarily the running quarterback because they have that ability right there. The big play, touchdown from Ramsey Williams, and it's 20-7. All of a sudden, Lennox Orioles up big at the moment on the Madison Bulldogs. And again, with the ability to kick extra points, it's easy for McVeigh, 21-7. That touchdown brought to you by Total Tree Service. When you hire Total Tree Service, you'll be guaranteed the job is done safely and effectively. Contact Clint today to schedule a consultation to help you with all your tree care needs. We're back in just a moment here on Lennox Oriole Activities and Live Ticket TV.
Honesty. We try to be honest about everything, and if there's a problem, we try to fix it. We've kept the family name going for 75 years. I think that's something to be very proud of. I'm Mike Wieman from Wieman Land and Auction out of Marion, South Dakota. And my middle name is Earl. I'm named after my grandfather. And being an auctioneer isn't all about how fast you are or how good your chant is. It's how the people appreciate your name and accept your name. He told me that once. So that's a one that I hold pretty close. He'd be proud, I think.
Back here at Live Ticket TV, Lennox Oriole Activities, along with Caleb Brozick. I'm Heath Nimke, and all the fans across the state of South Dakota. Well, wherever you may be watching, you can watch these games across the pond as well. In fact, I know a couple military buddies that find themselves tuning into games on Live Ticket TV every Friday night to see how high school football is going. And right now, if you're a Lennox Oriole fan here in Lennox, South Dakota, business is good. 21-7 all over the Madison Bulldogs, who had a turnover on downs, touchdown, and then went 3 and out on their last offensive drive. But for the Lennox Orioles, 3 offensive possessions, 3 touchdowns, including last time out, Ramsey Williams, 53 yards and a touchdown. 7 carries for 79 yards for him tonight. For Madison, again, it felt like they could run the tables after a loss against Sioux Falls Christian and pick up 4 straight wins. But tonight, Lennox is trying to bolster themselves in the playoff picture and potentially have another home game. And right now, they're in the driver's seat in this game against Madison. It'll be a handoff to Hodges, as Hodges picks up 3 yards. Bring up second down and 7. So Madison, a team that can go quickly, is right now huddled up and taking a little bit more time before they get back into it. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 2 wide receivers to the near side. It's a quick pass, and it's going to be dropped. It's going to be dropped and falls incomplete. bring up 3rd down and 7. By the way, I want to bring up a little side note here. I know fans at home can't see it right now, but on the sideline here for the Lennox Orioles, they have cameras all across the field to watch game film, and then they have 2 TVs along with their cart for guys to watch plays and go through things. They have not used those TVs yet. In fact, the TVs are now off. During pregame warm-ups, they were testing them. They were working, and they even have a whiteboard there, but they have not brought their team over there yet. Don't know if they ever used it at this point, but it's kind of a cool setup, just haven't used it. It's going to be a quick running back screen this time out to Hodges as Hodges drops the football as he gets past the 1st down marker, and it's recovered by the Lennox Orioles. It goes from bad to worse for the Madison Bulldogs, and for the 2nd time tonight, the Lennox Orioles will set up an enemy territory in great field position as the ball is recovered at the 35-yard line. But there is a penalty flag, and they haven't moved the chains yet, as everyone is saying hold still at the moment. And it's going to be a holding against Madison. Penalty is declined. 1st down for the Lennox Orioles. First turnover, besides the turnover on downs of the football game, and Lennox Orioles will start off 1st down and 10 at the 35-yard line, 6:34. It'll be holes to pass, and it's going to be batted down at the line and will fall incomplete. So again, Caden Holes, who is listed as the starting quarterback tonight, literally from Coach Flanagan, sent me this sheet and said this is going to be the starting quarterback. They have ran with Jamin Huntington. But now Caden is out there. At the moment, they go to Williams, who is going to pick up about 4 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 6. For the Lennox Orioles, that was Oline on the carry. Apologize. But I was going to say for the Lennox Orioles, they can work up some clock if they want to, up by 14. 6:03, 2nd quarter. Hulls back to pass, finds his wide receiver. Great job trying to break free past the 20-yard line, and then it's stripped loose from Mickelson, and Madison says, "You want it?" Lennox says, "No, thank you. You can have it back." And Mickelson, in the skirmish, had his helmet ripped off too. No penalty flag this time. After a completion and running upfield, Mickelson just dropped it. And he ran into a few different bodies, and it looked like it might have been the hit that time by Hahn, who jarred it loose for the Madison Bulldogs. But after a fumble by Caleb Hodges, Hahn draws the pass loose to Drake Mickelson, and it will be a turnover for the Lennox Orioles. And with 5:55 remaining in the 2nd quarter, timeout called. We're back in 30 seconds here on Lennox Oriole Activities and Live Ticket TV.
Zip Trip is your local convenience store with 5 locations throughout South Dakota, offering top-tier gasoline and Cenex premium diesel fuels. Stop in for a great selection of your favorite snacks, beverages, pizza, and other hot foods. Become a Zip Trip Rewards member and save 5 cents per gallon of fuel every day. Plus, earn and redeem points for further discounts. Sign up at CenexZipTrip.com. Cenex Zip Trip is a proud supporter of all local athletics and activities. When it comes to game day, let Zip Trip fill your food and fuel needs.
Cork Ears helps.
Well, back-to-back fumbles. We expected these two defenses to be extremely good. And, well, they're starting to prove it at least in these last 2 possessions. So after a Caleb Hodges fumble, Mass able to get it right back, and a pass that's going to be out of bounds. First, it wasn't caught. And secondly, if Schneider would have been able to bring it in, it would have been incomplete anyways as he was out of bounds, and it will bring up 2nd down and 10. 5:49, 2nd quarter. Again, if you're just tuning in, it was 3 straight offensive possessions for touchdowns for the Lennox Orioles. Madison has only scored on their second offensive possession, including a turnover on downs and also a Caleb Hodges fumble. They've struggled a little bit more to get their offense going, but let's see if they can't get something corrected here, as Hodges is going to be ripped down at the 17-yard line, a pickup of maybe a yard, and he'll bring up 3rd down for the Madison Bulldogs. Again, talking about the defense, all of a sudden, both defenses seem like they're getting tight and trying to make some plays. So 3rd down and 9, ball at the 17-yard line, 5:18. Henry Wienhoff in shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers to his far side, 2 to the near side, back to pass, trying to scramble around and find something, keeping his eyes downfield, over the middle. This one almost intercepted. Drake Mickelson was thinking, I'm getting revenge, pick 6, here we go. And it just kind of went right through his hands, incomplete. I guess there's a reason why Henry Wienhoff has only thrown 3 interceptions, including 2 against Sioux Falls Christian this season. He's not a guy that throws a lot of interceptions. And those 2 interceptions he threw against Sioux Falls Christian, some people would say maybe wasn't his best decisions. Punt away, nevertheless, takes a bounce at the 48, and it's going to be picked up by Tate Gertis. He made it look fancy, and then gets ripped down from behind as he had a little bit of space and was ready to cut that one up on the near numbers, but was tripped up from behind. But again, for the 3rd time tonight, the Lennox Orioles will be starting with the football past the 50. 1 for 2. Last time they did it, they start the 35 before a fumble by Drake Mickelson. What can Lennox do? And up by 14 with 4:51. They do have 1 timeout, plenty of time. And now Tate Gertis is running the quarterback position. So right now at the moment, it seems like who wants to play quarterback for Lennox? Anybody and everybody's going to have a chance. Williams, with the carry, picks up 2 yards. They'll bring up 2nd down and 8. But again, when you talk about a guy like Ramsey Williams, 9 carries for 85 yards for him tonight. And it's going to be a fake to him, and this time Tate Gertis is going to keep it. And Gertis is spun down at the 35-yard line, a pickup of 10 yards and a 1st down. But hold on just a moment. There is a penalty flag along the far sideline, right about the line of scrimmage, and everyone's indicating that's going to be a holding on the Lennox Orioles. Even Lennox is coming back acting like it's going to be on them. Extended conversations happening at the moment. Is coming over here. We haven't got a signal from Brian Wedham yet. He's the head official for tonight, and it is holding. The flag is on the far sideline. Some Lennox Oriole official just said, where's the flag? It was over there. They picked it up and then had a discussion. So there was a penalty flag out there. Don't worry. It's a 10-yard penalty. It's just the 3rd penalty, though, we've seen of the evening. And now back to pass. Trying to look over the nearest sideline. This one will be incomplete as Holes is back as the quarterback. And on 2nd down and 17, falls incomplete, and I'll bring up 3rd down for the Lennox Orioles. Again, it felt like Lennox was just going to have their way tonight with Madison Bulldogs. They're making some adjustments defensively. And now an interception right along the far sideline as a wide receiver was going deep. Holes made it look like he was going to throw the quick curl route, and a big interception that time by Sims. And Madison, back-to-back turnovers of this Lennox Orioles offense. And they'll set up shop at the 38-yard line, 1st down and 10. So Caden Halls has come in at the quarterback spot and seems to have struggled a little bit more to move this offense, considered to Jamin Huntington, who is having success. We'll see if there's not a change back at the quarterback position to get Huntington back in there. Veenhoff on first down and 10. Back to pass. Going to take off upfield using his feet. He's got first down and will quickly skip out of bounds. Picks up exactly 10. And it'll bring up first down and 10. Veenhoff with his legs tonight. 7 carries for 59 yards. Again, great to have you along here on Lennox Orioles Activities, Live Ticket TV. If you're watching out there on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page. Get notified anytime Lennox is having a home activity, and they're going live when it comes to Lennox Orioles activities, including extracurricular activities like concerts and band contests as well. Officials timeout. I'm not quite for sure. 3-5-1. They want to readjust the clock. Is what they want to do. Readjust it. Good to go once again. 3 minutes, 51 seconds. First down and 10. Ball at the 28-yard line. Veenhoff back to pass once again. He's got pressure. He's going to look downfield, and it will go incomplete, as in the end he just throws it away. Veenhoff, after throwing a touchdown, it's been 4 straight incompletions. Now it's just 5 of 12 for 36 yards so far tonight. So he's starting to struggle a little bit. Second down and 10, again, ball at the 28-yard line. Madison with plenty of time and 2 timeouts. Realistically, they could take this one pretty close to half if they so choose. Back to pass once again. Spins away from the sack, staying on his feet, and finally gets taken down at about the 23-yard line. It's a pickup for 5 yards, and he'll bring up third down and 5. And that is what he can do with his feet in the pocket. He's about doubled up his number in the running game compared to passing. Again, coming into tonight, he had just ran for 203 yards and thrown for over 1,200 yards. But again, getting it done with his scrambling ability so far tonight. Third down and 5, ball at the 23-yard line, and Madison broke huddle. Went back in, now breaks it once again, going quickly. They got 10 seconds to get it off. Veenhoff wanted to go with the quick pass, nothing doing, and will just fire it over to the far sideline, trying to get to his brother Shane. And then there's a very late penalty flag as Henry looks like he got hit. And both these teams have spent some time along the sidelines and taking hits, it seems like, as they're going out. Maybe even at times as they've already been out of bounds. As Johnny Cash would say, really walking the line tonight. And the penalty is going to be against the Lennox Orioles. It's going to be roughing the passer against the Lennox Orioles. They do say Veenhoff was out of bounds, so march it up to the 13-yard line on the 10-yard penalty, but more specifically, after it was third down and 5 and incomplete, it will give a first down to Madison inside the red zone at the 13-yard line. Back to pass once again. Veenhoff over the middle and tried to throw a dart. Trying to get to Ethan Sims and will fall incomplete. Will Dreyer was the one who broke it up there, which was good news. Remember, he was out for a couple defensive possessions earlier in tonight's contest with an apparent ankle, I don't want to say injury, but had to get his ankle retaped, and it took quite some time. But he is back out there once again. Second down and 10. Ball at the 13-yard line. Empty set. for the Bulldogs. Wienhoff looks one way, looks to his left, back to his right as he scrambles, pump fakes. Kind of gives you that Josh Allen feel, and then gets spun down as he was being wrapped up out of bounds. Going to pick up about a yard or so. And they'll bring up now 3rd down and 9 at the 12-yard line for the Madison Bulldogs. 2:39 with the clock stopped because Wienhoff did go out of bounds. Madison inside the red zone trying to draw it within a 1-score game. Empty set once again for Henry. Shotgun formation. Steps up in the pocket. Floats it off right to his brother. Shane will stretch it and into the end zone. The second time. It's the connection to Henry to Shane. Touchdown, Madison. It's a one-possession game once again with 2:32 right before halftime. And after 5 straight incompletions, finally, the Wienhoffs are able to connect. And a crucial touchdown for Madison. 21-13, 2:32 remaining in this second quarter. And now on to kick the extra point. Tyler Troxwell will put it off to the right side, and this one no good. So it will be an 8-point lead for the Lennox Orioles, 21-13 with 2:32 remaining. We're back in just a moment here on Lennox Oriole Activities and Live Ticket TV.
Individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. Core Cares, proudly serving our community.
Out here.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Grossenberg Implement. With their locations across South Dakota and Nebraska, they are there to support the farmer each and every farming season. Catch their ad during tonight's broadcast for their Halloween specials. And we want to say hi to all the farmers out there, out in the tractors, the grain carts, combines as well, keeping this country moving each and every single day. It has been a good harvest season and finally starting to cool off a little bit out there as well. Whether you're still trying to take out the beans or into the corn, it's great to have you along wherever you might be out in the field tonight watching this exciting contest between the Lennox Orioles and the Madison Bulldogs. Here comes Ramsey as he's fielding at the 19-yard line, and then they got about 13 guys into a pile. Oh, falling down action. Let's set this up. 2:26 remaining in this first half. Lennox Orioles up by 8. They'll start the 27-yard line. They do have one timeout left. We have seen 3 different quarterbacks. What is going to be the game plan for the Orioles? Obviously try to score. That's simple. We all know that one. It'll be Hall's the quarterback out there right now. He is going to hand it off to Williams. Williams, who's already broken free for a 53-yard touchdown, is going to pick up about 5 yards, and they'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Now, that's one thing. Lennox, yes, they are in a hurry, but they're not in a huge hurry yet. Getting guys lined up. 2 wide receivers to the near side. Hulls will hand it off once again, and Williams is going to be met in the backfield, and here come the Bulldogs. 3-4 of them get Williams in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of just a yard, they say. But now 100 seconds and ticking. You do want to pick up a first down here because Madison still does have 2 timeouts remaining. And with Henry Wienhoff, big plays can happen. And it's going to be the running back screen over to Williams, and here he goes with his quick feet, pushed out of bounds. Perfect play call by the Lennox Orioles. as the defensive line thought they had holes dead to rights and going to get a big sack and get the football back. In the end, it's a 16-yard gain on the screenplay and a first down for the Lennox Orioles. And now they go back to the run game as here comes Ramsey Williams, spun around past the 50 and up to the 42-yard line. Apologize. It's a 13-yard pickup and continues to run tough. Ramsey Williams over the century mark. And now here they go quickly. And they're going to hand it off to Williams. A couple guys getting pushed around. A lot of confusion. Whistles going on. And there was a timeout called before by the Madison Bulldogs. So they're going to burn one of their timeouts as they're now looking at the clock and saying with 68 seconds, we're not really worried about getting it back offensively. We need to take care of things defensively at the moment. So with that timeout, let's get you caught up on everything that's happening in Class 11A. Del Rapids and Canton after Lennox 40-0 last week. It's interesting. Just a few miles up the road, 14-7, getting ready to go to halftime there. Del Rapids with the lead. Tri-Valley in Vermilion down in the beautiful 72 in Steely. Dakota Dome, Tri-Valley at halftime, 18-0. And not quite Mercy ruled, close. Sioux Falls Christian is beating Bridgewater Emory Ethan at 49-0. Got my chance to talk to Jared Smith of Sioux Falls Christian, the head coach for them. He did say, not quite for sure why the state would put us up against the Class B team, but in years past, Bridgewater Emory Ethan has been up. This year, it's kind of like winter in Class 11B. A little bit different this year. They've been a little down. Other quick scores, West Central, Dakota Valley, finally a score reported there. Halfway through the second quarter, that one's exciting as well. West Central leads 21-14. Back here, first down and 10, ball at the 42-yard line, a minute 8. Fake the handoff, quickly over to Ike. Ike trying to break a tackle, also trying to get out of bounds. A lot he's trying to do, and he doesn't do a whole lot. Picks up about 5 yards and stays inbounds. But then there is a Madison Bulldog who is down and injured. And this injury, he's going to have to come out of the game, but he's back on his feet and moving around. Is Wyatt Bolt there. And now he's limping off. So it gets an official's timeout. So the officials say, hey, we're ready to go. And because Lennox was over on the near sideline, huddled together, the officials, they don't have to wait for them. They say start the clock again, and it has started. Now down to 44 seconds. Holes back to pass. He looks over to Mickelson. And Lennox is all up in arms. They want a pass interference. Sometimes in the NFL, college football, you would see that one called as there was some chicken fighting going on downfield. But the officials say, let it play out. They've been extremely clean tonight in calling penalties, not a whole lot. And it does fall incomplete and brings up now third down and 7. Holes. Fumbles the snap, has to get back onto it, and was his knee down, the back official. The head referee, Brian Whittam, all over that one says, yep, knee was down. And now, with the clock out as it is, Madison does call a timeout. They want the football back. No, Lennox does. Wow. So Coach Flanagan's going to call a timeout. With the ball at the 44-yard line on 4th down and 12. And the reason maybe I'm a little surprised by that decision is Caden Halls, who is the passing quarterback, hasn't been explosive tonight. Just 3 of 6 for 38 yards and an interception. But right now, on 4th down and 12, with the ball at the 44-yard line, they do adjust the clock to put 27 seconds, add 4 back onto it. Lennox needs to pick up the first down, otherwise you give Madison a chance with it. And now they're saying punt it away, as some assistant coaches are making the kick. So now all of a sudden it's going to be a punt. And the Lennox Orioles, it's simply they just got themselves caught up in confusion. This is all it is. Huntington with the punt. It's a good one. The clock does roll, and Mickelson then catches it at the 11-yard line. So in the end, Lennox could have just said, hey, after the sack, let's let this one go to halftime and just be done with it and have an 8-point lead. Panic sets in. Call a timeout. See what Madison comes out with. They were ready defensively, and they say, kick it, and they give it back. Now, good side for Lennox is ball's at the 11. You got to go 89 yards if you're the Madison Bulldogs. Bad news is the Wienhoff boys could do it. And they do have a timeout remaining. So they don't need the Doug Flutie Hail Mary all in one play. We'll see if they go for it. And they won't. Madison says, thanks for it. We don't want it either. Let's just send this to halftime. Let's recollect ourselves as both platoons will do exactly that. Bandages and wounds will be healed up. Both teams will reset, and we'll get set for an exciting second half. Fans, coming up here at halftime, we'll have a full complement of our first half statistics, what we have seen throughout the contest. We'll also check out scores from across the state of South Dakota and more. The first half has been brought to you by Olson's Pest Technicians. They are locally owned and have been operating for over 5 decades. They offer dependable pest control services for both residential and commercial properties. Your halftime show comes up next here on Lennox Oriole Activities and Live Ticket TV.
That to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Welcome to Bowie Foods at Al's Oasis Plaza. My great-grandfather, Gus Bowie, opened the first store in 1905. I'm R.F. Bowie, the president of Bowie Foods. We aren't your typical store. You'll find everything you need for your family. You'll save money, and I promise you're going to enjoy your grocery shopping experience. We carry a lot of locally produced products and some things you just aren't going to find anywhere else. South Dakota owned, family owned Bowie Foods.
And a top 5 matchup here at the Sinning Sports Complex. 21-13. We expected a good contest, and that's exactly what we have been treated to. I'm Heath Nimke along with Caleb Brozick as the Lennox Oriole Marching Band is out there presenting waves for their show. And throughout the Marching Band season, very impressive setup they have here tonight, getting ready for the performance about to take place. But why they have the performance, we'll let you enjoy it right there on the screen. I'll be rambling in the background for your first half statistics. Again, for the Lennox Orioles, it started off in a good way after a turnover on downs for the Madison Bulldogs. It didn't take long for a Huntington on a quarterback keeper to get the scoring going with 8-11 in the first quarter. Extra point was good, and it made it 7-0, and the Orioles again just had to go 7 plays and 41 yards. But from there, Madison was able to bounce back with their offense, including a Henry Wienhoff pass to his brother Shane with 2:36 remaining in the first quarter. And the Tyler Troxell extra point was good, making it 7-7. But on that drive there for the Madison Bulldogs, they were really able to get their offense going. 15 plays, 80 yards, and again, making it 7-7. But for the Lennox Orioles, they didn't waste any time. They took the next offense possession, went right down the field, and Huntington was able to connect with Ike on a touchdown pass. And for the Lennox Orioles, it was also 15 plays, 73 yards for them. McVeigh with the extra point up and good, and it made it 14-7. And then after a 3-and-out for the Madison Bulldogs, Ramsey Williams did his thing. 53 yards to the house, and it made it 21-7. And then it was a few different turnovers as neither team really won the football. We saw a couple fumbles, both by each team. And then finally, Henry Wienhoff was back to his brother, finding the end zone, and made it 21-13 with 2:32 remaining in this first half. The Tyler Troxell extra point was no good. And that's how we find our halftime score, 21-13. As our game recap has been brought to you by American Bank and Trust. American Bank and Trust wants the Lennox community to know that the remodel is all a part of their commitment to enhancing your banking experience. They're excited to bring a refreshed space to the community by early spring, and a reminder they are open during this remodeling process. Our first half statistics are brought to you by New Era Steel in Viborg. New Era Steel is a proud supporter of the Lennox Orioles and the surrounding teams. 230-139 when you talk about total offense so far for the Madison Bulldogs. Henry Wienhoff is just 7 of 17 for 51 yards, and then it has been a plethora of Lennox Orioles. We've seen 3 different quarterbacks, but combined they are 9 for 17 for 95 yards. It's been done a lot in the running game. 21 carries for 135 yards tonight for the Lennox Orioles compared to just 18 carries and 88 yards on the Madison Bulldogs. Again, leading the way in the running game for the Lennox Orioles is Ramsey Williams. He's had 12 carries for 102 yards. On the opposite side, Henry Wienhoff, 9 carries for 71 yards. So far, he is the leading rusher for the Madison Bulldogs. Again, that's taking a look at your first half statistics that has been brought to you by New Era Steel here in Viborg. Again, we are at halftime as that's brought to you by Exchange Insurance. Exchange Insurance Agency is your local insurance provider offering a range of insurance products to meet the needs of individuals and businesses in the community with a focus on personalized service and tailored coverage options. Exchange Insurance Agency strives to help clients protect what matters most to them while providing peace of mind and security for the future. Tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by Live Ticket TV. And if you would like to advertise on football games like tonight and to get your name out there during the basketball season, And just like seeing other local sponsors, including Total Tree Service, Exchange Insurance, Lennox Electric, well, for less than $700 a year, you can contact Live Ticket TV or your local friend here in Lennox, Johnny Kirchner, for more information and getting signed up. If you're really interested, you can also advertise on other schools, including area teams like the Parker Marion Pheasants, the Viborg Hurley Cougars, the Beersford Watchdogs, and more. Again, just contact Johnny Kirchner or Live Ticket TV, including myself, to find out more. It's at halftime, 21-13. Lennox Orioles lead by 8. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll have more during the halftime show, including a look at what's happening in Class 11A and get you closer to the second half kickoff. That's on the way next here on Live Ticket TV and Lennox Oriole Activities.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first. We offer expertise and experience, where your long-term eye care is our concern. State-of-the-art technology, where we never lose sight of quality. Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
Got a tree that's become more trouble than it's worth? Call Total Tree Service, your local experts in tree removal, stump grinding, and storm damage cleanup. Whether it's one tree or an entire lot, no job is too big or too small. Fast, safe, and always professional. Call Total Tree Service today and let your yard breathe again. Visit TotalTreeServiceSD.com or give them a call 940-7359.
We've been part of South Dakota's story for decades, always with an eye on the future and a deep respect for our past. Today, Security Bank is growing faster than ever, thanks to a visionary leadership team that understands the importance of balancing advanced technology with the power of authentic relationships.
Proud support.
Tonight's halftime is brought to you by Lennox Electric, serving Lennox and surrounding southeast South Dakota communities, offering commercial, residential, farm, service, electrical projects. They're happy to help out. You can contact them today for all your electrical needs. We're at halftime in a top 5 matchup in Class 11A between the Madison Bulldogs and the Lennox Orioles, 21-13. Have a little bit of time yet before we get back to our second half. And while we have a chance, let's take a look at our SD score feed that you can find down there at the bottom of your screen for all the scores across the state of South Dakota. But for now, let's just focus on what matters the most for these two teams, and that's Class 11A. We have seen one game go final already. Winner beat Lakota Tech 64-0. On a side note, I did hear that the way Winner is playing so far this season, they could still miss the playoffs, and according to some, Winner has never missed the South Dakota high school playoffs. I don't know the exact history, but that's just what I heard. Back to Class 11A now. Del Rapids and Canton in a close one at halftime. Del Rapids leads 20-7. And other scores from across the state of South Dakota in Class 11A. Tri-Valley leads Vermilion at halftime, 18-0. Also, just underway of the second half, Sioux Falls Christian leads Bridgewater Emory Ethan 49-0. Again, have to get to 50 for the Mercy Rule. At halftime, West Central leads Dakota Valley 21-14. Also, Millbank is beating Aberdeen Roncalli 31-0 as they're into the third quarter there. And also into the second quarter, just starting the second quarter, a little bit of interest. Custer and Belfouche 7-6. The other game happening out west, Rapid City Christian is leading Lead Deadwood 27-7. Again, coming into tonight, not only do we look at the media standings, but more importantly, the overall seed point standings. Sioux Falls Christian was number 1, Del Rapids number 2. Coming into tonight, Madison was number 3. Not only were they 3 in the media polls, but again, 5-1, just over 43 seed points. West Central was in 4th. 5th was Tri-Valley. Lennox was in 6th. Millbank in 7th. And 8th was Dakota Valley, with Rapid City Christian and Canton on the outside looking in. And again, it feels like when you look at the maybe top 10 teams, all these, top 5, top 6 teams trying to solidify themselves to trying to get to home field advantage. And just a quick look ahead, after tonight's contest, Lennox Orioles are on the road for the next 2 games, and it's not easy at Tri-Valley in the middle of somewhere, as we like to say when you play against Tri-Valley, and then to wrap up their season on a Thursday against Del Rapids again on the road. Opposite side for Madison after tonight. They're back home against Canton next week before they wrap up their regular season on a Thursday against the Millbank Bulldogs. 21-13. The second half comes up here in just a little bit, as again, your first half was presented by Grossenberg Implement with their locations across South Dakota and Nebraska. They are here to support the farmer each and every farming season. Again, tonight's halftime show has been brought to you by Sioux Steel. Walk-in applicants are invited to stop in at their ProTech Division facility Monday through Friday. They're a team-based company that might have what you are looking for in a career. Your second half comes up here in just a moment on Lennox Oriole Activities and Live Ticket TV.
Of the Orioles, it's New Era Steel in Viborg. They've been in the steel business for over 20 years. New Era Steel creates custom steel fabrications across the Midwest. From small projects around the house to new building designs, New Era Steel works in residential, commercial, and industrial. Supporting the community and the Orioles, Matt and his crew are always ready for your next steel project in America.
Each day brings the opportunity to make a difference, to follow through with integrity, to solve challenges through innovative thinking, and to bring the technical know-how needed to get the job done. At Wilbur Ellis, this is how we work, standing side by side as local experts who partner with the stewards of the land. We do it together. That's the power of we.
Do you have a pet?
At the Sinning Sports Complex, it's time for the third quarter, brought to you by Security Bank. As Lennox continues to grow, Security Bank is here to grow with it, offering community-first banking, trusted guidance, and a lasting commitment to the people we serve. It was a very exciting first half for the Lennox Orioles, at least first quarter into the second quarter. 3 offensive possessions, and it was 3 touchdowns, including a 53-yard touchdown run by Ramsey Williams, and it seemed like everything was going right for the Lennox Orioles. But some turnovers happened along the way, and all of a sudden the Madison Bulldogs found themselves back into the game late with the second, or as they say in soccer terms, the brace of Henry Wienhoff to Shane Wienhoff on another touchdown pass. The extra point was no good. It made it 21-13 with 2.5 remaining before halftime. Didn't see any more points. Both teams controlled the ball at least once in the last 2.5 minutes. But again, neither one was able to capitalize anything before halftime. And now it's time to start the third quarter as it's teed up and ready to go, as Nathan Arns, the junior kicker, will stand underneath of it. Excuse me, I apologize. That is Taylor Troxwell to stand over it. And he boots this one, fielded at the 23-yard line by Williams. And he's cut down at the 30. And that will be where the Lennox Orioles will start 1st and 10. For Lennox, during that first half, we saw 3 different quarterbacks, including Huntington, got really the offense moving. At one point, we saw Tate Gertis take a couple handoffs. But then Holes finished out the second quarter. But for now, to start the second half, it will be Huntington in there at the quarterback position. And he'll keep it himself. Again, Huntington is more of the running quarterback, whereas Holes is more of the passing quarterback. And Huntington, well, he shows just why he's good at what he exactly does. And he's able to pick up. They're going to give him a first down. They say, yep, right up to the 39-yard line. They like where he was spotted at, so 10 yards. How about that for Huntington? He's got 4 carries for 32 yards this evening. So again, first down 10 now, ball at the 39-yard line. It's going to be the option play and work to perfection. You don't get much better than that as he pitches it off to Williams. But Huntington held, wait till the linebacker got there to make the contact and just pitches it off. And that one, a big pickup of 21 yards for Williams. He's now got 13 carries and 123 yards tonight. And the ball is up to the 36. The pickup of 4 yards right back to Ramsey Williams. And you have a feeling that he's going to become a workhorse all of a sudden for the Orioles, who are not slowing down. They're right back to the line of scrimmage just 30 seconds into this. Huntington to pass, and it's going to be wide open on the far side. Gets by one tackler and is going to be taken down at about the 13-yard line. A big pickup of 31 yards, but multiple banana peels come out, and it looks like it's going to be a penalty on the Lennox Orioles. But some officials are getting together to discuss exactly what the penalties were on. And it is a far discussion. Now, everyone for Lennox, the players are coming back, all acting like it is on them. Let's see what Wedham says. And it will be a penalty on the Lennox Orioles. So it will bring it back. So it's 2nd down and 5. As it'll be a blindside block is the indication. It's a loss of 10 yards. 2nd down 15, and now the running back screen too high for Williams and will fall incomplete. So 4 penalties for 35 yards tonight against the Lennox Orioles. And after they were moving right away on this first drive of the second half, that penalty makes it a difficult 3rd down. Again, ball at the 45, 3rd down 15. Huntington is the quarterback. 2 wide receivers split to either side. Back to pass. He's got time. He looks over to the near sideline. He wants Drake Mickelson. He's going to get Drake Mickelson. There is a penalty flag. Are they going to say this is on Drake Mickelson? As falling to the ground that time was Veenhoff. It felt like we saw that type of chicken fighting earlier in the game, and they didn't call a pass interference. But now Mickelson is indicating that's going to be on Shane Veenhoff. The officials are together right now. And again, taking a look back on our tape delay up here in the broadcast booth that we have. Nope, they're going to pick it up. I said, looking back, I mean, Shane was fighting for the ball, but he got just too far in front of it and fell down his own. So in the end, it's a pickup of 30 yards. and a first down for the Lennox Orioles. And just a minute into this third quarter. This has been extremely slow-moving, but an exciting beginning of the third quarter. And this one's going to be Ramsey, who bounces off a couple of whoopee tacklers. And he's going to pick up 6 yards as he's able to get to the 10. Mark it 5 yards. I apologize. 5 yards. Give it to him. 15 carries for 132 yards tonight. Ramsey Williams. Just 90 seconds into, again, what seems like it's been a much quicker moving third quarter, but clock indicates something else. Handoff to Williams. Once again, here goes Williams to the pylon. He tried to make it look fancy, but couldn't quite stretch it out far enough. Give him 9.5. He needed 10. There is a penalty flag, though, and it's right at the 10-yard line, right in the bodies of humanity out there, which is going to be usually the indication for a holding call as the Orioles stub their toe again. Second penalty on this drive. 5 penalties for them tonight. 45 yards against them. So after, it's going to be first down and goal at the 1. It's going to bring up now second down and 15 at the 20. Huntington, shotgun formation, standing at his 25-yard line. He's looking on the quick slant route, gets it over to his wide receiver, who is quickly wrapped up as he was able to find Juffer. Juffer gets a good pickup. He'll bring up third down and manageable as he was able to get up to the 8-yard line. Pickup of 12 yards on the completion. 86 yards in the passing game tonight for Huntington. So third down and 3, ball at the 8. Handoff to Williams. Spins off of 1. Still Williams going. And Ramsey Williams fighting his way through. Penalty flag comes in. John going back and forth. No indication of a touchdown. And there's going to be a big decision made here by the officials. At the moment, it's going to be first and goal once again at the 1. But last time we saw that, it was a penalty flag and brought it back all the way to the 20. And as Ramsey Williams was trying to push his way in, a flag went flying high in the air. And once again, the officials are together, and it's a long conversation. And now it looks like someone's going to come over and give Coach Flanagan a conversation. Which doesn't necessarily mean anything. It can be like, hey, this is what we're going to tell you why it's against your team. It can also be like, hey, do you want to take the penalty or not? And it's a long conversation right now with Coach Flanagan. Let's check out Brian Whittam, what he has to say. There's really been no indication. So it's going to be offsetting penalties, it looks like, on both Lennox and Madison. So the play is good. And it's going to be a pickup of 7 yards and down to the 1-yard line. Will set up first down and goal. So after all the drama, Tate Gertis now comes in at quarterback. Williams in motion, fake to him. Gertis bounces it over to the near side. Gertis to the pylon. Touchdown, Lennox Orioles. And Lennox on their opening drive is able to capitalize and score. This time with Tate Gertis. He hasn't ran the football much tonight, but he comes back in as the old Wildcat quarterback situation, running back. He plays wide receiver. Oh, it was a 2-point conversion. I apologize. So, touchdown, 2-point conversion was good. 29-13. Was there ever an indication for a touchdown? Okay, I didn't think so. There was a lot of confusion on that play by Ramsey Williams. And the officials never indicated a touchdown. So even we're kind of confused up here in the broadcast booth. Yeah, I mean, again, the officials never put their hands up to indicate their touchdown. They came over and said there was offsetting penalties on the play. And then, okay, I guess there wasn't. Wow, there's a lot of confusion right now. So there was a personal foul against Madison. With the ball now at the 45-yard line. Well, they'll tee it up to kick it off. And with this, it will be just a quick onside kick, as they didn't want to kick it deep because McVay would just easily kick it out of the end zone. And it will set up first down and 10. As I want to go back up here in our tape delay up here in the broadcast booth, since I have the ability, I'm kind of curious. There was never an indication by the officials on who we pay attention to, so specifically if there was a touchdown. Now, looking back on our tape delay, it does look like Williams got there, but from where we sit, or at least I sit up here in the broadcast booth, I'm on the opposite 45. And when you have 10 bodies around, it can be tough to see if he crossed the goal line. But again, watching the officials get together to discuss the penalties, but never once indicate that there was a touchdown scored. So that's where all the confusion comes. And then Lennox with Tate Gertis, and what we thought was a touchdown was a 2-point conversion that was good, making it 29-13. After all that confusion and mayhem, it's first down and 10 at the 31-yard line. Wienhoff took it 9 yards on a quarterback keeper and brings up second down and 1. So getting all that sorted out. And now Wienhoff on the run, throws over the middle, tipped, intercepted by Tate Gertis. And Tate Gertis has some space along the numbers. The 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Tate Gertis. The pick six of 46. And the Lennox Orioles with a defensive touchdown. And they're going to go for 2 once again. 35-13. And in a matter of 45 seconds, the Lennox Orioles strike for 2 touchdowns and now lead it 35-13. Going for the 2-point conversion. And this time, Caleb, we knew it was a touchdown all the way. And Tate Gertis with a 46-yard pick six. It's a fake high snap. They're going to keep it right up the middle. Confusion. And it's easily scored by the Lennox Orioles. As the big man got to keep it underneath and score it. Coming in there as the fullback this time for the Lennox Orioles was Jacob Kappen, the senior offensive lineman, that scores a 2-point conversion. 37-13, 8:20 third quarter. We're back in just a moment here on Lennox Orioles Activities and Live Ticket TV.
Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
The pick six tonight has been brought to you by Total Tree Service. When you hire Total Tree Service, you'll be guaranteed the job is done safely and effectively. Contact Clint today to schedule a consultation to help you with all your tree care needs. Saw Clint before tonight's football game, actually, and Clint even said, we win, indicating Lennox, we win tonight if our defense scores. Well, Clint, right now, what you had to say is technically true at the moment. 37-13 after the Tate Gertis pick six. Question is, can the Madison Bulldogs respond back now? After this has been a very tough go of the third quarter. By the way, that interception for Henry Wienhoff was just his fourth interception of the season. Now, some teams you might say, all right, this isn't looking good. But when it comes to the Madison Bulldogs, certainly can't count them out. 37-13 here. And it will be a quarterback keeper right up the middle. Goes Henry Wienhoff. Again, he's got great feet. Carries it up to the 49-yard line. It's going to be a pickup. They say, one saying 49. The other one. All right, when they mark at the 50. First down. As the linesman Rusty Keith was standing at the 49 to indicate that he was short. And then Ron Stowers came in and marked at the 50. Nonetheless, first down for the Bulldogs. 7:47, third quarter. Shotgun formation for Wienhoff. Looking around on the slant. Caught. Quickly wrestled down at the 45. Pitch and catch of 6 yards. They'll bring up second down and 4. As a completion over to Nielsen. Wienhoff just 54 yards in the passing game so far tonight. Second down and 4. Again, for Madison, plenty of time. Nothing to worry about, not to hit the panic button quite yet. They're going to need some help from their defense, though. But right now, they do need to score. Henry Wienhoff scrambling around like he's done all night long. He's going to take off upfield, and he's doing the ballerina dance along the far sideline. And he's going to be a yard short. Pick up a 3, third down and 1. .658, third quarter. 4 down territory, obviously, for the Madison Bulldogs. This feels like this is an obvious run play. Straight up the middle, here comes Caleb Hodges. Let's see if I'm right. 2 wide receivers set to either side. Nope. Instead, it's going to be Hodges. You become fullback. Wienhoff will follow him through up to the 37-yard line. Pick up a 5 yards, and it's first down. The clock will continue to move. Again, this is an important drive for the Madison Bulldogs if they want to have a chance at making a comeback. Feels like they need a score on this drive. Also, might be some conversations for the Lennox Orioles to kind of slow down their fast-paced offense as well and start using more of the clock. 2 wide receivers to either side. Back to pass. Wienhoff has the pressure up the middle. High steps the sack, but then it's just going to be pushed out of bounds, which will technically count as a sack as he's pushed out back at the 42-yard line. We're going to push all the way back, maybe to the 44 instead. So a loss of 7 yards. Bring up second and 17 here. 14 carries for 85 yards when you account for the sacks for Henry Wienhoff tonight. He has done more with his legs than he has his arms, just 54 yards in the passing game so far for him. Second down and 17. And now a bad snap. Wienhoff has to pick it up off the real grass here, and then he's just going to be swarmed and taken down for the sack. It's Leif Carlson, the junior lineman, gets in there for the sack. It's a loss of 7 yards. And now it's third down and a country mile. As the Lennox Orioles, again, not necessarily fighting, for their postseason lives, but fighting for a chance to potentially host the first-round playoff game here in Lennox. Right now, they're doing a great job against Madison. On 3rd down and 22, Wienhoff just continues to scramble around, and they will go out of bounds. And, I haven't talked enough about this coverage downfield by the Lennox Orioles, but their secondary is just phenomenal. And it just doesn't give Wienhoff a lot of wide receivers to find downfield. By the way, that carry for Wienhoff was a pickup of 2 yards. So it's 4th down and 20. And I mentioned it earlier with 5:32 remaining in this third quarter. And the score, down by 24, a 3-possession game technically yet. You're going to go for it. You have to go for it. Wienhoff will go deep, just too deep. He was looking for his brother Shane. And it will be incomplete. Turnover on downs. And the Lennox Orioles will set up 1st down and 10 at the 47-yard line. This is kind of the offense was moving back to where the ball fell incomplete at. No, they get it all the way up to the 47-yard line. It will be Huntington who will take over. At the quarterback position. I shouldn't say take over. He'll stay at the quarterback. As he'll fake the handoff to Ramsey Williams, and that time he's probably wishing he would have gave to Williams on the RPO. And he'll lose a couple of yards. Bring up 2nd down and 12. Huntington, just 5 times he's carried the football tonight for 30 yards. 2nd down and 12. This time, we'll go to O'Lean, and he is going to be chopped down quickly. Well, for Lennox, I talked about it, 3-possession game, up by 24. Use some of this clock. Probably don't want to go 3 and out. That probably wasn't in the script if you can write it the way you wanted to. And now with 2 wide receivers set to either side, Huntington pump fakes. Will try to step up in the pocket, and he's going to lose the football. Stripped. Hodges picks it up. The linebacker still on his feet. Turned back to running back. And it will be the second forced fumble by the Madison Bulldogs. And they'll take over 1st down and 10 at the 47-yard line. There was a penalty flag down. Well, they're saying it just fell loose by the official in his belt and being quickly waved off. So 1st down and 10. Madison starts the 46-yard line, 4:19. And after it felt like Madison was losing momentum quickly in this game, all of a sudden has a little bit of it back again. Can they do something this time? First down and 10, ball at the 46-yard line. Design keeper for Wienhoff. Wienhoff has some space. Wienhoff up to the 30, the 20, and ushered out of bounds. Quickly, Madison forcing the fumble, and Henry Wienhoff using his feet. They're going to say, though, Henry Wienhoff stepped out all the way back at the 32-yard line. So just a pickup of 14 yards, maybe not quite the 20 yards or 26 yards that we expected. And now throw over the middle will fall incomplete. Bring up 2nd down and 10. Again, for Henry Wienhoff, just 54 yards in the passing game so far tonight. 4:07. Third quarter, 37-13. Taking some time to get the play in for the Madison Bulldogs here. No indication of starting to count the final 40 seconds down yet. So the back judge will indicate with his hand. Plenty of time the Bulldogs get it off. Veenhoff looks downfield, completes it down to the 10, and knocked out of bounds. A big hit delivered as Nielsen got laid out that time by Drake Mickelson. But it's a pickup of 25 yards and a first down. More specifically, first and goal. So Madison with at the 9. It's going to be a keeper by Veenhoff. Trying to push his way forward, and he's up to the 4-yard line. Second and goal. With that, Henry Veenhoff, 18 carries for 99 yards so far tonight. Second and goal at the 4. Again, Madison is taking their time, and with 3:25 in this third quarter, still do have time. Again, they just need their defense to keep making stops or force turnovers like they just did a little bit ago. Hodges, who's been quiet tonight, in the block. Veenhoff scrambling over to the near side. Penalty flag is in, and this one bobbled, dropped, intercepted. What's the call? The officials still haven't made a call. And it is incomplete along the back line. Now, we still don't know what's all going to happen. There is a penalty flag. And again, where that play happens at, it's tough to see. It happens just so quick. Again, watching up on our tape delay up here, and not quite for sure if that was intercepted or not. It was a close play. The officials, though, get together, call incomplete. But again, there was a penalty flag within the trenches once again. Currently stands the 3-yard line at the moment. That's one thing that has been maybe a little tougher by the officials tonight, is every time there is a penalty flag, it's about a minute conversation. All right, here's the call. Could be a personal foul against the Lennox Orioles. The blindside block. So move it a little bit closer. At the currently marked the 4, should be going to the 2-yard line now. So second and goal at the 2. Again, does not give them, with the personal foul blindside block, that is not an automatic first down. So it's still second down. It's just a redo of the play, but 2 extra yards. It's a tight formation. Veenhoff will keep it himself and will go to the far pylon, and he's in. Henry Veenhoff quiets the crowd right in front of us. The Madison Bulldogs on the far side, up on their feet, as Henry Veenhoff has accounted for all 3 touchdowns so far tonight. This one with his feet. And trailing by 24, or were trailing by 24, can be a 3-possession game, but you need 2-point conversions every single time to tie it up if you're Madison. So here comes one of potentially 3 for a chance to tie, at least. Fake the handoff underneath. Veenhoff to the end zone, incomplete. So 37-19 with the missed 2-point conversion. It will keep it at an 18-point game, but more specifically, at least for the Lennox Orioles fans out there, still a 3-possession game. 2:58 remaining in the third quarter. We're back in just a moment here on Live Ticket TV.
Upgrade your ride at Grossenberg Implement, your Polaris dealer in Beersford.
Harvest and hunting are on the horizon.
So rap with Ranger Rick about limited time rebates on remaining 2023 Polaris ATVs and side-by-sides.
Rick's also got used machines in stock.
Plus parts, accessories, and service.
Upgrade your ride, dude.
You upgrade your ride.
With a new Polaris from Grossenberg's in Beersford.
Go to GrossenbergPowersports.com, Facebook, or call 605-763-5020.
In times
times like these, it's good to know.
With the touchdown by the Madison Bulldogs with 2:58 remaining in the third quarter, things are interesting still. Lennox could make it feel a whole lot more comfortable. Not a deep kick here by Truxell. And it's going to be the reverse once again. Uh-oh. And now Drake Mickelson will reverse his way and come back to the near side, then fumbles it. Oh, my goodness. There is just confusion. It's the reverse on the kickoff. Mickelson says, no, I'm going to come back near side because the reverse ain't going to work. And then he fumbles. The second time that he's fumbled the football tonight, Drake Mickelson. And Madison calling an onside kick almost at the end of the night. We'll set up 1st and 10 at the 40. And it felt like that Lennox, after holding Madison on the 2-point conversion, still keeping it in a 3-possession game, might be able to say, let's just take care of business. On the pursuing kickoff, they lose it. And here comes Madison with it once again. The question is, can the Bulldogs capitalize? This one's not over with yet. And if you're just tuning in, welcome. Looks like we're going to have drama over the next 14 and a half minutes. Hodges steps up in the pocket, telling guys to go deep downfield. Pump fakes, trying to get by the linebacker, and not going to be able to do so with the sure tackle in that time is Leffers, the junior linebacker. It's going to be a loss of 1 for Henry Wienhoff. So at the 41-yard line, 2nd down and 11. Wow. How about this, Caleb? I mean, you make the long trip from Winter all the way over to Lennox, South Dakota, and we've treated you to a game so far. Again, Caleb Brozick, our producer, cameraman for tonight. I'm Heath Nimke, sitting up here in the broadcast booth at the Sitting Sports Complex in Lennox, South Dakota. 2nd down and 11. Back to pass once again. They're going deep, and this one, diving catch, caught. How about that one? A big catch that time by the wide receiver. And this one for 1st down. That one is Miles Schneider who comes up with the big diving catch. And that one will bring it up 31-yard pitch and catch, And now it's going to be a quarterback keeper by Henry Wienhoff. So with that last completion, Wienhoff over 100 yards in the passing game. And this one, a pickup of about 3 yards, makes it 2nd down and 7. Inside the, they're going to say it is inside the red zone. They do say it was what? At the 10.5? No, they did finally put the chains down. It was inside the 10. So it's 2nd down and goal. The chains were throwing me off a little bit. They were standing up, and the chains were kind of right there at the pylon, almost indicating that you could still get the 1st down without the touchdown, but they have since dropped the chains. So again, 2nd and goal. 45 seconds remaining, 3rd quarter. Wienhoff. Holding penalty coming on. Will throw it towards the back of the end zone. Falls incomplete. Can't always take the indication from what the fans say up here, or I should say right below us. According to them, it's holding every single time. And as they always say in football, there's holding on every single play, just if you see it or not, and where it all happens at. This time, though, it will count against the Madison Bulldogs. It will move them back, which is an interesting decision here. You decline it, it makes it 3rd down and goal. And again, when you get down into the goal line, it's always harder to operate offense. With this, in a passing game like Madison, this plays into them because it opens up the field a little bit more. Let's do this. Henry Wienhoff right up the middle. He'll get to about the 10-yard line. On the quarterback keeper, picks up 6 yards. Depends on how quickly Madison wants to go. They do have 17 seconds remaining. They could try for third down and goal for the end zone. If they don't get it, they can make this decision to have more time on the decision. But they have to go down to 5 seconds. Confusion. Trying to get guys lined up. They're not going to get this play off in time. It's the end of the third quarter. And what seemed like Lennox was going to pull away. 2 quick touchdowns, including a Tate Gertis 46-yard pick six. It was all of a sudden 37-13. Lennox shut the coffin on the Madison Bulldogs. But for Madison, it wasn't quite closed, and they have climbed right back into it. And third down and goal at the 12. Can they make something happen? The fourth frame, and not potentially the end of the game, because there's a lot of excitement coming up next right here on Lennox Orioles Activities and Live Ticket TV.
No matter how long you've been gone, a place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
When life gets hard.
At the Sitting Sports Complex, it's 37-19, and after a touchdown from Madison, making it 37-19, it seemed like there was an opportunity for Lennox to get the ball back and just start using some of the clock up. Instead, things went bad. The kickoff return fumbled, gave it right back to the Madison Bulldogs on back-to-back possessions. And that's where they find themselves right now here at the moment. With third down and goal, Wienhoff towards the end zone, trying to find his intended target that time. Schneider can't. So was the fumble on the kickoff all for nothing? It's fourth down and goal as the fourth quarter is brought to you by Exchange Insurance Agency. They are your local insurance provider offering a range of insurance products to meet the needs of individuals and businesses right here in Lennox. Fourth down, Madison is 0 for 1 so far tonight. And this one more important than the first time. Or now, they're going to come out here and try to kick the field goal. An interesting decision. Remember, Truxell is not necessarily known as a big kicker, and he did miss an extra point already in this game. But right now, lined up for a 29-yard field goal to make it a two-possession game, standing straight on from it. The snap never comes out. I don't know if they were trying to go for a fake there, but everyone moved except for the snapper. So it's going to be a false start on the Madison Bulldogs. Move it back for. So Caleb, 29 looks like he was his range. 34 is a no-go. So they'll bring the offense back out here. Again, it is fourth down and goal. Touchdown is all Madison can do. And this next play is very, very simple. I run it all the time during fall, just like flag football. We're going to take the ball. Everyone run around. We're going to run around. We're going to find somebody open in the end zone. Question is, how much time does Wienhoff get? 3 wide receivers to his left, 2 to his right. On fourth and goal, fumbles the snap, the ball to the corner, and it's going to be dropped. Oh, my goodness. It's not going to be a first down, but there is a penalty flag right at the goal line, and Lennox looks like they just gave up a huge pass interference. So I'll make it half the distance. They'll bring it back within about the 8-yard line or so. Yeah, you could kick it again. You could kick it again, Caleb. Again, we just found out that 29 was the range. We're now back within range. So on the pass interference, again, in high school football, it's not an automatic first down. It's not like the NFL. It's not a spot foul, so it goes automatically to the 1 yard line, like you saw last night in Thursday Night Football against the Giants and the Eagles when the. And never mind, I don't want to talk about that. I'm still a little bitter. I'm a diehard Eagles fan. Hey, I get it. We suck. Okay, I don't need to hear it anymore from you. 4th down though, and goal. Half the distance. The ball will be spotted, like we said, at the 8 yard line. So Madison will get another chance here. 3 wide receivers to the left, 2 wide receivers to the right on 4th down and goal, needing the touchdown. It's another bad snap. Wienhoff has to pick it up, scrambling around over the near side. He's got the pressure on him, trying to fight off the defender, but can't do so. It's a huge sack as it's Benjamin Hilbert, the defensive lineman, who comes up with a huge sack. And again, at one point, they brought on Trexel to kick the field goal from 29 yards out. And then after the false start for 34, they went for it, got pass interference. It would have been an attempt from about, 20 yards or so to bring it within a 2-possession game. They go for it instead. Huge sack. Lennox will take over. 1st down and 10 at the 23-yard line, and more importantly, still an 18-point lead. And now from here, it's going to be a simple concept. Ground and pound, hand off to Ramsey Williams 3 times, and try to pick up a 1st down. This time it's a pickup of 2 yards, and he'll bring up 2nd down. We'll get you some scores from across the state of South Dakota as well. So there's plenty of games still going on throughout the night. Big fake by Huntington, but he gave it to Williams. And again for Madison. And for Madison, this has to be a 3 and out for them. They have to get it back, and they got to score quickly. If you're a Madison Bulldog fan, game's certainly not over with. But after scoring that touchdown, then forcing the fumble on the kickoff and taking over at the 40-yard line, it felt like it was right there for Madison to make this huge comeback and put one in Friday Night Lights for plenty of fans to remember for years to come. Again, as they say, it's not over till the fat lady sings. But on 3rd down and 9, Huntington wants to pass, and he's going to find Tate Gertis wide open. Here goes Tate Gertis, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling up to the 48-yard line. And it's a pitch and catch at 24 yards, but more specifically, a 1st down for the Lennox Orioles. And now at this point, Lennox gets quickly back to the ball. But for the Orioles, they don't need to go quickly. Now this is all about and keep the clock moving. Remember, 4 plays. If you're able to use darn near 40 seconds every single time, it's a killing of 2 minutes on the clock. You got to look at that back official if you're a Huntington and wait till he starts counting. Got nowhere close to that. On the option play, kick it out to Ramsey. And again, when you're the Madison Bulldogs and you know it's an obvious run play, it's simple as a linebacker. Just put your head down and look where the ball goes and chase. They do exactly that. It's a loss of a couple, bringing up 2nd down and 12. A couple other games still going on in Class 11A. A few more have gone final. A big one, though, of interest, Del Rapids and Canton in a close one. We'll talk more about that here in just a moment as they go back to Ramsey. Ramsey is going to be taken down at the 45, gets right back to the line of scrimmage. So with 5 minutes left in the 4th quarter, Del Rapids leads over Canton 28-27. Again, Canton still trying to fight for a chance in the playoffs. And on the opposite side, you're just trying to stay Del Rapids, trying to solidify themselves in the top 2. Here we go. We got ourselves a game up here, Caleb. Let's take a watch to this one. No, I don't want to see your Snapchat right now, Andy Abens. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. On 3rd down and 12, it's going to be a keeper by Tate Gertis, who comes in to run the Wildcat. gets up to the 50, and it's going to be a pickup of 5 yards. But it's going to be 4th down and 7. And you can bring this down to right around 8 minutes before you have to punt it away if you're the Lennox Orioles. And again, have the game that's happening right now in Canton in front of us. Again, 28-27. And I believe it is still Del Rapids who has it. Wow, they're going to go for it. Oh, my goodness, and they do exactly what they wanted to. They're going to go for 2, and they get Madison to jump off sides. It's not going to be a first down, but it's a very manageable 4th down. Now this gets real interesting. Are you Coach Flanagan? You're going to say, try that again. Try it again. If they don't jump, we'll call the timeout. You have to. Pin them back there deep, especially with McVay able to kick the football. Huntington, though, will take the snap. They're going to throw it, and it works perfectly. It's a completion to Juffer, and it's a Lennox Oriole first down. Well, there's a reason why Flanagan gets paid the big bucks. It works out, and it's another huge first down for the Lennox Orioles. There's a lot of, I don't know quite for sure what's happening right now in Canton. We'll get back to that game here in just a moment, as it looks like it might be in the middle of a timeout. We're not for sure. 2 wide receivers set to either side. It's going to be a handoff, though, to Ramsey. He was actually going early. If you want to discuss on what should be a false start or not, that one should have been. But Ramsey, nonetheless, will go right up the middle, pick up 4 yards, and make it 2nd down and 6. And with the way this one's going, you got to feel like with that last first down that Lennox was able to pick up, that was ball game. You almost feel that way because, again, it's still a 3-possession game with an 18-point lead here at the moment. I just don't see Madison getting the ball back another 3 times. Quick little screen pass, and Mickelson breaks a couple tackles. Mickelson on his feet to the 10, 5, touchdown! Drake Mickelson got the pass at the 36-yard line and just pick up a few yards. He says, nah, how about I go 34 for the touchdown? And the Lennox Orioles extend their lead. Again, Lennox came in as the number 5 team in Class 11A, more specifically the number 6 team in the seed point standings. If they want to have a chance at a home playoff game, they needed to win tonight. And they still need some more help and some more wins along the way. But the first part of the prophecy had to come true tonight. And they execute the plan. 43-19. McVay up for the extra point. This one is good, as that touchdown has been brought to you by New Era Steel and Viber. New Era Steel is a proud supporter of the Lennox Orioles and the surrounding teams. We're going to keep it here at the moment because I'd love to tell you what's going on. It's going to be a 4th down and 2 over in Canton at the moment as the Del Rapids Couriers lead it by 1, 28-27. And again, 4th down and 2, Del Rapids with the football. It's at the 29-yard line. So they can kind of do what we just saw with the Lennox Orioles and say, let's go for it here and just try to win the ball game simply. They bring it all the way down to 41 seconds and call a timeout. Again, with 4th down and 2. So we'll see how this game wraps up. We'll keep our eye on it as it's up here in the broadcast booth. Great to have you along here on a wonderful Friday night. Along with Caleb Brozick, I'm Heath Nimke. McVay has it teed up at the 40. Puts a huge boot into it. And this one fielded by King at about the 12-yard line. King up to the 25 before he's wrestled down there. And it will bring up 1st down and 10. Well, for Madison, with 6:53 remaining in this fourth quarter, it's kind of gotten away from you, but it's going to be simple. Let it go. Have nothing left to lose. And just start letting Veenhoff throw all over and see if they can't make something happen. So first down and 10, ball at the 26-yard line, 6:53. And now a fumbled snap. Veenhoff able to get back on top of it. All right, quickly over to Canton. Del Rapids goes for it, handoff up the middle. They needed 2, and they pick up, it looked like, enough yards for the first down. The pile, though, got pushed backwards, and then a late penalty flag comes in. So they're over in Canton right now. No clear indication at the moment. Here, it's second down and 14. This one a quick running back screen and planted. Another big hit there by Ben as he's got a couple big hits tonight. As this one will bring it up now, third down and long for the Madison Bulldogs. The penalty flag was on the Canton Seahawks, and Del Rapids will have a first down, and they will hang on to win 28-27 in Canton, South Dakota. So now we're starting to see some, looks like backups come on for the Madison Bulldogs. Or at least they just took off, I guess, maybe more of their running backs at the moment. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 2 wide receivers to the near side. Veenhoff back to pass, right over the middle. Sims, no! Falls incomplete. I think some of the Lennox fans thought Sims held on to it. No, he never had it. And it will be incomplete. And that will be fourth down and 14 upcoming for the Madison Bulldogs. And they'll be able to simply punt it away, give it back to Lennox, and Lennox keep doing what they've been doing and run out the clock. Again, final over in Canton. Del Rapids wins 28-27. In Class 11A football, quick other look at maybe another game that is going on at the moment, if we can. As the punt doesn't go deep, and it will be stopped at the 44-yard line. As I believe the Vermilion game is still going on here at the moment. They are losing against Tri-Valley. We'll take a look at that one here in just a moment. But out here, Lennox will take over first down and 10 at the 44-yard line. Yep, 4:42 left to go, and the Dakota Dome, it is 36-14 at the moment. And gets me a little confusing as well. It's Military Appreciation Night by the Vermilion Tanagers. So they are wearing their camouflage uniform, okay? They supposedly, if you're up close, they do look cool. From far away, that's all I'm going to say. Second down and 8. Huntington in there at the quarterback position. Williams behind him. Will hand it off. No, excuse me. That was Aline who runs the football. And we'll get right back to the line of scrimmage. And I'll bring up third down. Again, for Lennox, they can work the clock. They can't necessarily finish off this game. They just have to go quite a bit, and then you get a first down first. Not a whole lot doing. But again, though Tri-Valley game isn't, or Tri-Valley Vermilion game isn't necessarily close, 36-14, but that one is also going on. Pass tipped up high in the air. Oh my goodness. It's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by Hodges. That might be one of the most easiest interceptions he's ever had. That went so high up in the air, and he gets the interception mainly because he's the only one that saw where it went. I mean, everyone just, whoa. And Hodges, there it is. I got it. Gets underneath of it. It's the second turnover that he has gotten tonight. He's forced 2 fumbles, recovered a fumble, and now an interception. And with 3:53, a timeout called. We'll step aside and take it with them. We're back in just a moment here on Live Ticket TV and Lennox Orioles activities.
And our thoughts get too much to bear. Finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Quick other score update. We were talking about the Tri-Valley Vermilion game just a moment ago. 36-14 there down in at the Dakota Dome, Up at West Central, Dakota Valley, it was a close game at one point. Some could say it's almost like this game. It was close. It had some hope, but has since fizzled. West Central's beating Dakota Valley 40-14. But if you're a Madison Bulldog fan, I would say that the rest of this season does go kindly. At home next week against Canton, which I say that. And every time I think Canton is about to fall apart and all the wheels have come off, you look, last week against Lennox, and Lennox puts the beat down to Canton. And then you see the Canton Seahawks go toe-to-toe with Del Rapids. And then Madison, again, home next week against Canton before wrapping up their season on Thursday at Millbank. So you never know. But at the moment, Madison will fall to 5-2. Lennox will go to 5-2 and put themselves back in the conversation, not only for being top 3 potentially teams in Class 11A, but more specifically what they care about is seed points. How are things going to shake, rattle, and roll at the end of this all after tonight? No clue. I'm not going to do the math for you, but things are going to be certainly interesting, if you will. And right now we are out there with a bunch of backups. Everyone getting their chance to play right now at the moment. I don't know if Lennox realizes we're about to play football. They got 3-4 guys walking off the field right now. They got 11 guys out there. Now the officials coming in to stand over the ball. We're missing a guy. And when it comes to backup players, everyone's like, wait a sec, just get everyone out there. Just hold on. Nothing's going to end in this world right now, so let's just get it right. Back to pass. And this one going to be intercepted. And on the return for the Lennox Orioles, that time with the interception is Maverick Stockwell. And he's going to return it back to the 40-yard line. Interception thrown by James Hernandez, the sophomore quarterback. And now Lennox will call a timeout. Timeout courtesy of, we have no idea what's about to happen. We got to figure out 11 guys. Everybody listen. You got 2 minutes and 38 seconds to go out there and fly around, have some fun, and get some grass stains. So go out and hit somebody and have some fun doing it. And we're going to work the clock. All right? That was about the conversation, and also, who's my 11 guys? That's happening. No, you can't play anymore. You played all night long. That is what's going on during this timeout. For not just Lennox, both coaches as well. But again, big victory here tonight for the Lennox Oriole football team. And again, so much we talk about, not necessarily the media stands, but just helping themselves for a chance to have one more home football game in the postseason. But they certainly need to win a couple more games. Oh. After the minute conversation, we still try to run 12 guys. Everyone wants to play. Get your chance to get out there. Handoff up the middle. bodies pushing everybody forward up to the Ani on the carry up to the 38-yard line. Pickup of 3 yards, bring up 2nd down and 7. Now, Lennox technically does need to pick up a first down yet. Otherwise, they potentially have that chance of giving it back to Madison, who at that point would bring out their backup team and say, go have fun for the next 30 seconds. Make something happen. 2nd down and 7. Handoff up the middle once again. A whole lot of room working, pushing back. Now bring up 3rd down and about 7. Again, taking a look at scores from across the Class 11A. Del Rapids beats Canton 28-27. Winter beat Lakota Tech 64-0. Sioux Falls Christian wins in dominating fashion 57-6 over Bridgewater Emory Ethan. Now fumbled snap, get back on top of it, bring up 4th down. Also West Central pulling away even more from Dakota Valley now, 47-14, with about 4 minutes left there in the game. I will have to say one thing. Belfouche beat Custer 18-14. With the clock being at 9:36 this evening, on 4th down, they're going to go for it, and it falls incomplete. But as I say, for not being just past 9:30, there's still a lot of games going on, it feels like. So after the incompletion on 4th down, it'll be a turnover on downs, and Madison will take over 1st down and 10. Again, along with Caleb Brozick, I'm Heath Nimke. It's been great helping out Lennox and their streaming services for tonight. And I don't know if Caleb will be back, but I'm guessing I'm probably putting myself on the docket in case we have a home playoff game. We might be back here in a few weeks. But the next 2 games for the Lennox Orioles are on the road, and from there have to see how the season and the rest of the teams play out. A rocket of a snap just comes in at James Hernandez. Watch out for the fastball. Fumbles it. Lennox with the turnover, gets on top of it. I'm not for sure who it was. I feel like for Lennox at this point, it's going to be maybe, I would say a couple kneel downs. But it won't happen. Because with JV, don't make them think too much. Just hand the football off. We usually know how to do that. But they are going to go into knee. That's rare. Usually it's just hand the football off and just dive down into the ground. But again, for the Lennox Orioles, they'll move 5-2 on the season. For the Madison Bulldogs, they'll drop to 5-2. Fans, coming up here, we will have a quick post-game show. We'll see if we can't get you some final game numbers and wrap this one up. So stick around for that, but it will be a quick post-game show. We're under 40, so we can take the final snap here and do exactly that. And again, Lennox Orioles, in dominating fashion, get the victory tonight over the Madison Bulldogs by the final score 44-19. Lennox 5-2 on the season. Next week on the road to the middle of somewhere to take on Tri-Valley. Madison Bulldogs drop to 5-2. Back home next week against the Canton Seahawks. Again, we're going to take a quick timeout break. When we come back, your final game numbers, and we'll say goodbye. We'll also have a quick look at scores around the state of South Dakota. That's on the way next here on Lennox Orioles Activities and Live Ticket TV.
Are you stuck in a job that gives you no family life? Work for Sioux Steel and enjoy a 4-day work week. Choose from first or second shift and receive a sign-on bonus. Sioux Steel builds farm bins and livestock solutions. Sioux Steel is hiring right now for machine operators and general laborers for both first and second shift. Sioux Steel makes it easy to apply. Go to their ProTech division in Lennox for walk-in interviews Monday through Thursday from 1 till 5, or apply online at siouxsteel.com. Join the Sioux Steel team and work a flexible, family-friendly 4-day work week.
Get your sprayer ready for winter with Grossenberg Implement's Service Department Winterization Special going on now. Through October 31st, bring in your John Deere self-propelled sprayer and get discounted labor and parts rates, only $650. And that includes genuine John Deere winterization fluid for protection down to minus 40 degrees. But hurry, this offer must be completed and by October 31st, 2025 to qualify. Stop by Grossenberg Implement and see your service or parts manager today for complete details.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Are you looking to buy or sell real estate in the greater Sioux Falls area? Look no further than the Julie Roth Real Estate Team. With over 10 years experience in homes, this team has you covered from finding your dream home to designing and building your own. Julie Roth and her team put your needs first, whether it's your first home or fifth home. Experience hassle-free home buying and selling with the Julie Roth Real Estate Team. For information, visit julierothrealestate.com or call 605-740-0645.
Honesty. We try to be honest about everything, and if there's a problem, we try to fix it. We've kept the family name going for 75 years. I think that's something to be very proud of. I'm Mike Wieman from Wieman Land and Auction out of Marion, South Dakota. And my middle name is Earl. I'm named after my grandfather. And being an auctioneer isn't all about how fast you are or how good your chant is. It's how the people appreciate your name and accept your name. He told me that once. So that's a one that I hold pretty close. He'd be proud, I think.
And a game it felt like the Lennox Orioles had to have, at least for a chance to have a home football playoff game, and certainly to make it more comfortable to make it to the postseason, they needed to win tonight. One thing is for sure for the Lennox Orioles. After tonight, it looks like they are going to be in the postseason. The question is exactly where. The answer to that, we won't know for a couple weeks, but tonight, a very crucial victory as the Orioles pick up the win tonight against the Madison Bulldogs, 44-19. On the opposite side for the Madison Bulldogs, still plenty within the hunt, but it's going to be a little bit tougher for them coming up over the next couple of weeks as they drop to 5-2. But again, a great football team, and I expect them to be in the hunt and fighting for a chance to make the postseason. Quick look at scores from around the state before we say goodbye. Again, Del Rapids defeats Canton tonight 28-27. Again, Lennox gets the win over Madison 44-19. In other games closer to home, Tri-Valley still battling against Vermilion, but is going to win 36-21. Sioux Falls Christian picks up the victory. Dakota Valley has added a touchdown, but it's 47-21. West Central all over Dakota Valley, and Millbank beats Aberdeen Roncalli 38-0. So again, we will now see Sioux Falls Christian at 7-0 on the season. Del Rapids is officially at 6-1. Madison, West Central, Tri-Valley, Lennox, and Millbank, all 5-2. Things are going to be extremely interesting across 11A for the next couple of weeks. For Caleb Brozick, I'm Heath Nimke. We say goodbye, and thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast here at the Sinning Sports Complex. If we have a home playoff football game, we'll be back here in a few weeks, but until then, have yourself a wonderful rest of your evening.